Now, kids, it's time for your news from News 8.
Usually when you go to a museum or art gallery, the rule is don't touch. But this art is designed to be touched. We'll tell you more about it when your news continues.
PM Magazine has a terrific lineup of spectacular entertainment this week. On Monday, meet the guy named Portland's funniest person. Then on Tuesday, Tom Selleck talks about his show's competition. On Wednesday, discover how women bodybuilders are muscling their way into the high fashion industry. On Thursday, the University of Oregon explains how running backwards may lead to good physical fitness. And on Friday, meet Today's Show co-host Jane Pauley. It's another fun-filled week on PM Magazine, weeknights at 7:30 on Channel 8.
Different ways. It's the work of a man named Robert Gilkerson, who likes people to turn on his creations and smile.
Some people come in and they look at the work and they don't really see what he's doing. Those are the people that walk out. Most of the people who have been coming in are drawn in. They look, they see the world as he sees it.
Gilkerson used to work in a garage fixing cars. He lost his job when he was 60 years old. That's when he started tinkering with different shapes. He now sells his pieces for a couple of $100 each, showing it's never too late to let your creativity come out. For your news, I'm Teresa Richardson.
The ties that bind are broken as Cleo leaves the School of the Arts for Hollywood on the next Fame.
Who knows? Maybe someday people will be saying, Cleo Hewitt once went to this school.
You know it.
Don't miss the best television on television, the next episode of the Emmy Award-winning Fame. Tonight at 7 on Channel 8.
Star Games, Sundays at 4.
Wait! This is Gruffy Gummy, and I want you to watch this terrific show. It's the Gummy Way.
I too other bears.
Quick, run for it!
Dashing and daring, courageous and caring, faithful and friendly, with stories to share. All through the forest they sing out in chorus, marching along as their song fills the air. Gummy bears, bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. Magic and mystery are part of their history, along with the secret of gummy berry juice. Their legend is growing, they take pride in knowing the fight for what's right in whatever they do. Gummy bears, bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. They are the gummy bears.
The Adventures of the Gummy Bears will return after these messages.
With the fun shape of honeycomb, you never know what you'll imagine. If you're eagle-eyed, you can watch them glide while you're mortified. Honeycomb! Yeah. With some concentration, you're a big sensation with this crisp creation. Honeycomb! When you improvise, you can harmonize what you appetize. Honeycomb! So when you use your brain, you'll be entertained. Honeycomb cereal, part of this complete breakfast. Sweet, crunchy, and more fun than you ever imagined.
Here's Ronald McDonald in a whole new ball game.
Oh my, what a baseball game! Ronald's warming up. The chicken winds up. The captain signals, here's the pitch. Ronald swings. It's a fly ball. Ronald circles the bases. This is so exciting. Hamburglar fires the ball back. Ronald slides. The pitcher gets the ball, and Ronald's safe at home.
It's a good time for the great taste.
You won. I always knew it was in the bag.
On McDonald's.
We now return to the Adventures of the Gummy Bears. The Adventures of the Gummy Bears will return after these messages.
First of all, Franklin, you have to lift that board before you can surf on it. I'm too wiped out to surf today. That's obvious. You should have had a good breakfast like I did, a Cheerios breakfast.
When you fuel up with a nutritious breakfast like this one with tasty low-sugar Cheerios, those will help keep you on your toes.
Yahoo! Right!
You're on your toes.
Cheerios! Beginner's luck.
Spike.
And now, Spike, let's see how He-Man likes your... Ouch! Spikes!
Skeletor, Spike-Core, and He-Man figures each sold separately.
Spike.
No one can stop the spike-studded armor of the mighty Spike-Core. Not even me, you muscle-bound porcupine. Not even you, He-Man.
Spike-Core is new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Other action figures each sold separately from Mattel.
We now return to the adventures of the Gummy Bear. The adventures of the Gummy Bears will return after these messages.
Welcome to the sun-kissed fun farm, where fun fruits grow on trees. New sun-kissed fun fruits. They're made with real grapes, oranges, cherries, and strawberries. You're supposed to chew them one by one if you can control yourself. New sun-kissed fun fruits. Every chewy one is real fruity fun.
When you hug them, when you squeeze them, when your hugs alone can please them, you feel the love of the Hug-A-Bunch.
Hug-A-Bunch dolls, each sold separately with a Huglet. Huggins with Hug-A-Bye, Tweaker with Jitterbug, Tickles with Giglet.
They're so soft. I just love to hug them. They've got such beautiful eyes. I just love to hug them. And such pretty hair. I just... You just love to hug them.
Hug-A-Bunch dolls, each sold separately with a Huglet. Tickles with Giglet, Tweaker with Jitterbug, Huggins with Hug-A-Bye, new from Kenner.
We now return to the adventures of the Gummy Bears. The adventures of the Gummy Bears will return after these messages.
Hershey, Hershey, Hershey. It's a fun one. Hershey, Hershey, Hershey. Ooh, chocolate fun. Pure milk chocolate. Delicious and smooth. Oh, if you don't believe me, I'll prove it to you. When you take a bite, oh, you'll say I'm right. Hershey, Hershey, Hershey. It's a fun one. Oh, Hershey, Hershey, Hershey. Ooh, chocolate fun.
And 1, and 2, and... Is this heap of dust one of my pupils? Pigpen, we're supposed to be exercising. I'm just too tired. That's because you didn't have a good breakfast like I did. A Cheerios breakfast.
When you fuel up with a nutritious breakfast like this one with tasty low-sugar Cheerios, those will help keep you on your toes.
Now 1, and 2, and lift, and reach. Some people were just born to teach.
You're on your toes with Cheerios.
This is the Smurfiest time of the day. You guessed it, it's time for the Smurfs. And those little blue adventurers are really hopping with all new surprises. Wonder what Gargamel has up his sleeve on the Smurfs next, followed by that adorable little Punky Brewster.
NBC, let's all be there.
I'm not ready to go yet, okay? I'm not ready. You gotta wait. I got shit to do. I'm in the middle of something, right? Just hold on.
Watch your mouth or don't come in here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, people, come on, we're adults here. You know what? What is the point?
Yeah, we're adults here. I got a fucking Burger King fucking thing on my head. We're all fucking adults here, guys. People in my chat, 2 words. What are they? 2 words. Let me see the chat flood. Let me see the chat flood. 2 words. Okay. Next caller. Please. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, which translate in American to dick and balls. I got flip flops. These are my flip flops. Yeah, I really like my flip flops because I can put them on. Because look, watch me put them on. I can put them on all by myself. Watch me put them on. Look, are you watching? Look, these are my flip flops.
Thanksgiving Day. I remember it clearly. It was Thanksgiving Day. I was inserting myself in somebody else's fucking business as a cash grab, and you know.
This channel is harsh reality.
Karen Yak se jodió la sucia vida. Amen.
This is Jonathan Lee Riches. I have cheeseburgers. I'm gonna put cheese on them. I'm gonna make sure that I have my hamburgers because I'm a big boy now and I can make the hamburgers. My mom lets me use the stove now.
And I'm just like, wow, I like receipts, and they brought receipts. Like they had evidence to back up everything they said. And I'm like, okay, well, there's got to be another side to this, right? Like this can't. No, this is too fantastic.
Yeah, because you're not going to just jump to the conclusion that there's a conspiracy amongst cops to cover up a murder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, cops and just like soccer moms and shit. Like that's what made it even crazier. Like,
yeah, get it, Betty. Yeah,
did you have a close relationship with your mom?
Get it, Betty.
Oh, of course, I still do.
Yeah.
My older sister was kind of sad. She was more of the prissy girl, like going
That is
and
the
getting
best
hair
shit
done
fucking
and, shopping for dresses with mommy. I was the, tomboy that liked playing with people.
Shout out to Cherry for just being easily the most faithful and loyal supporter that I've ever had. That someone could have that tenacity with loyalty. And I'm really blessed to have someone like Cherry be part of this channel and in my life. So it means a lot. And yes, I named him after Mr. T and Rocky. Say, woman. Say, woman. Say, woman. Since your old man ain't got no heart, why don't you come down to my apartment tonight and I'll show you a real man. Oh my God, I'm so in love with this little dude. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I love you guys very, 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 very much. And we will do this again very soon, my friends. Oh, say bye. Say bye. Oh, I love you too. Give me a kiss. Oh, I love you. Bye, guys. Woo! Welcome everyone. Wow, it's bright in here. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the lighting like this, I guess. Hey buddy. Hey buddy. I'm gonna say hi to everybody just this once, okay? Don't be a pain in my ass the rest of the stream. I know, I love you too, buddy. I love you too. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Hi. Okay. Happy Friday, folks. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's doing well. Okay, Clubber, you got to get off now, dude. Please. Off, Clubber. Clubber, off. Thank you. Good boy. Good boy. So it's good to see you guys again. Happy Friday. It's the beginning of the weekend for you guys, for a lot of you guys. yeah, man, we're gonna go over we're gonna go over a video. I haven't reviewed somebody else's streams in a minute. But I'm gonna go ahead and review Plevin's latest one. In lieu of the most recent development in the Karen Reed trial, or pre-trial as it were. And we're going to talk about so let me just get into this real quick. So today, oh, I don't even have this ready. I'll just bring it up later. Yeah, right, Jamie. I know. I worked the service industry my whole life. And so when people are like, woo, the weekend, I'm like, woo, fuck you, asshole. So sorry to those of you that work in the service industry or work like as, emergency room doctors, even, or you're, an attorney who's got to put together a case by Monday and you have to cram the whole weekend. So yeah, my apologies to those of you, but those of you who work your 9 to 5s to Monday through Friday, congratulations to you. The rest of everyone else hates you today. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, yellow belly, right? Yeah, I know. Clever, get out of there, dude. So, and Scott, man, Scott in my chat is adorable. Scott, if you were working undercover back in the day and I was your mark, I'd have made you like that. Just saying. But so I wanted to go over this. I didn't really go over. I kind of zipped through it a little bit. I'd have just zipped through it a little bit. That's all I did. Not much. But the thing is, yeah, yeah. So the thing is, this dude. What's really, really funny is these folks here, like homie here. These people all seem to be under the impression that that this investigation into the investigation of John O'Keefe is somehow, this is the first thing. This is what grabbed the attention of the Department of Justice, the FBI. They seem to be under this impression, but the fact is I don't think, I think that they're thinking too small. You got to think. I don't really know, but these federal agencies, they have what is it, like a 99% success rate when they do these investigations, and then they bring these things to trial, or they bring these things to some conviction, right? Some sort of agreement, even. But a 99% success rate for justice, nonetheless, when it comes to these internal investigations. So I find it interesting that they think that 99.6, thank you. I find it interesting that they think this all started with the John O'Keefe investigation. No, man, no. Like, it's naive to assume that they haven't had their eye on this DA's office for a minute. Which DA's office? We're talking about the one and only Norfolk District Attorney's Office, run by District Attorney Michael Morrissey. Right. I mean, yeah, you would think that would be everybody, right? That the feds don't take anything to trial unless they're 95% sure they're going to win. Right. I mean, that's pretty much any prosecutor, except for Michael Morrissey, apparently, which I find really interesting because they're not going to win. And I could see that being the argument. You know what I mean? Like, I would even, if I didn't know the things that I know about this case, if I wasn't aware of a lot of these things, I would be the same way. I would be the same way. My first argument would be like, well, they wouldn't even be bringing, I've said it before, they wouldn't even be bringing this to trial and ready to go to trial with this unless they were sure that they had an airtight case. But we're looking at all of the evidence that the defense has, and it's clear that they don't have an airtight case. It's clear that there is just like a hat that you could just pick one aspect where reasonable doubt could be created to a jury. And I mean, there's a hat full, just pick one aspect, one detail of this investigation that could cause a jury to go, I don't think so. I don't know. I'm not sure. There's no way you're going to get 12 people to unanimously sit in a room, deliberate, and come out of there going, yep, she's guilty. It's not going to happen. But let's listen to dude's, like, his reasoning and his logic, because it's always fun. Like, reading his word salad tweets are just the funnest shit in the world. And somebody always always posts my mugshot. Like, at least reface it, do something funny with it. Like, they mixed mine with Coffindoffer, but I don't get the joke. Somebody mixed my mugshot with Coffindoffer, and I don't get the joke. I'm like, all right, so you use the app, but the trick is to use the app comedically. That's what you do. You use the app comedically. You find a joke. You know what I mean? Like, it speaks for itself. Like, this one absolutely speaks for itself. I mean, because that's funny. Bill Cannondoffer. That's one of my finer moments right there. Bill Cannondoffer. That's one of my finer moments. I'm proud of that. But that's just because they're one and the same. You get it? Like, I blended the two because they're one and the same. Like, dude he might as well have had Coffindoffer hosting that live stream that we made fun of. Like, the one that made me mad at first, and then, I mean, come on. that's the joke. So I'm trying to help you out here. If you're gonna play the Twitter troll game, catch up. That's all I'm saying. Catch up. Here we go. Now let's get back to old Plevin here.
I figured out the feds.
He figured out
the key elements.
That's the first thing he says. I figured out the feds. Let's no, we'll leave him.
If you connect the dots the same way I do.
Nobody,
the FBI began investigating the investigation.
Nobody connects the dots the same way that you do. Nobody does. Nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about. Nobody agrees with you. The only thing that you all agree on is Karen Reed guilty because Turtle Boy bad. That's your thinking. Karen Reed guilty because Turtle Boy bad. That's it. You don't have any logic behind this. You just got nothing but word salad and just a bunch of bullshit, and we're gonna go over it because it's just funny. Now it's just funny.
Investigation into Karen Reed all the way back in the summer of 2022. That's before Rich Green discovered any weird data like 227 searches or supposed
Let's listen to that one more
solutions
time.
or health app data suggesting John went up and down stairs.
Because I find
the
that
FBI
really
can't just launch an investigation because the defense wants it.
I
Every
find that
defense would
really
want that.
funny.
There has to be predication. There has to be some strong piece of evidence to cause the investigation. What could that evidence have been?
Hold
It's
on, let me
not
give
like
them
the
a chance.
defense
Let me
is
give them a
sitting on
chance.
something big that they haven't shown us. They're desperately, but they've been trying all summer to try
Okay,
to
no,
get us
no, no,
to,
no, no.
to give everything to be I do. Let me give you the key elements. See if you connect the dots the same way I do.
Nobody does.
The FBI began investigating the investigation into Karen Reed all the way back in the summer of 2022. That's before Rich Green discovered any.
All the way back to the summer of 2022. All the way back to the summer of 2022 is when the feds opened up their investigation. Right? That's what he's saying. Now, if I remember correctly, the investigation, or the lack thereof of an investigation of Sandra Birchmore, went all the way back to February of 2022. You don't think that internal investigation, that which we're going to go over as soon as I can get those documents in order, and I'm going to have to do it. There's no way to be sent to me in order. It's just a big pain in the ass, but I'm going to have to figure it out. But the internal affairs investigation into the Stoughton police that apparently had these inappropriate relationships, 3 of them, with an underage at one point police explorer named Sandra Birchmore, who was later impregnated by one of these officers, and then just decided out of the blue to kill herself just after this person shows up, who's an anti-masker, and shows up wearing a mask and covering himself up and being the last person to enter her apartment or see her alive. Interesting. But I find it interesting that this guy doesn't consider that aspect. I mean, and who knows? It might not have even been that case. But the Norfolk DA's office was absolutely directly involved in that case. And when you have the DA's office saying, this is who we're going to implicate and this is who we're not going to implicate, well, then that makes it the DA being the most responsible, the one who has the most say over these things, right? So if the DA didn't think that it was worth launching a thorough investigation into the death of Sandra Birchmore, who was pregnant, well, then the misconduct has to be investigated in the DA's office. I would think so. They at least got to like peek in there and start asking some questions, right? They got to ask some questions. So if I'm correct, this I remember February of 2022 sticking out in my head when it comes to the Sandra Birchmore case. And then in the summer of 2022, they launched their investigation. And there's already some questions in regards to the John O'Keefe investigation, right? I know about Melanie's show today. I stopped in just for a moment. I couldn't watch, but I stopped in just for a quick second because I had other plans. But the do I sound like I'm fucking reading right now, bro? Like, I would do much better if I pre-wrote my live streams. I would do much better, guaranteed. I just refuse to. But yes, I'm aware that Melanie had an expert. We're going to talk a little bit about that after this. But Melanie had a dog training expert or a dog bite expert or something to that effect. But yeah, it was a dog bite, right? It was a dog bite. Actually, let me do this real quick. I might as well just knock it out, like right now. Here we go. Okay, where is that shit? Okay, maybe here we go. Here we go. All right. You're just going to have to hold on there, Plevin. We'll get back to you, Plevin. Hold on a second, Plevin.
Between us, we've seen, I actually.
Okay, so this guy's name is Garrett Wing. I'm not sure exactly what kind of dog bite expert he is, but I'm pretty sure he's a police trainer. Like he trains police dogs, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, based on all we had to do was just look at a few pictures of how German Shepherds are trained as police dogs, and the most concentrated bite marks are right on his elbow. And every picture you see of a trainer training a German Shepherd or a police dog to attack, well, he's got this big thick sleeve to protect himself from bites, and the dog's always biting right on his elbow. But that's just a coincidence, right? But let's take a listen to Melanie Little's expert here, Mr. Garrett Wing.
Actually sent this photo to 2 other police canine handlers and who are also trainers who themselves have seen countless bites. Probably between us, we've seen, hundreds each. And I didn't say anything. I said, "What are your thoughts on this?" And they said, there was zero question that this is a dog bite. Zero question to them.
Zero question.
Their thought, though, was that this was a police dog that probably should have been washed out. This is not what we want to see on a police dog bite. We don't want to see constant re-engagements, which is what this looks like. But this is what I would expect from, like, that German Shepherd we saw bite that lady, the delivery driver, right? Just naturally going in, doing as much damage as possible, not understanding the mechanics of biting deep and holding. These, in my opinion, are bites utilizing the front of the mouth. Furthermore, I had seen video, and I could be wrong, but when Mr. O'Keefe was last seen on that surveillance camera in the bar, it appears like he's wearing a long sleeve shirt, almost like a sweater, maybe.
Yeah, somebody was asking that exact question. So let me pull up that exact question, but keep going.
And this is exactly indicative of a dog. And we see this even with trained police dogs. When someone's wearing baggy clothing or long sleeves or jeans or a jacket, you're going to get these more shallow bites. The dog's constantly trying to get a grip on the prey. And of course, the prey.
I love the question highlighted. Of course, that's our beloved Olivia Nile. And she says, "Can the dog bite and scratch through a sweatshirt sleeves, long sleeves and long sleeve shirt?" Like, of course it can. I can answer that. And that's just Olivia's way of trying to be thorough, I would assume. But yes, of course. Of course. Of course the dog could do that.
Item is moving away, and you're going to get these. This is what's considered shallow bite marks. This is the dog trying to get a grip, but the only thing that's sinking in are those front teeth. And the biggest.
I mean, people, let's watch that one more time. Let's just pay some close attention to it here.
I actually sent this photo to 2 other police canine handlers and who are also trainers who themselves have seen countless bites. Probably between us, we've seen, hundreds each. And I didn't say anything. I said, "What are your thoughts on this?" And they said, There was zero question that this is a dog bite. Zero question to them. Their thought, though, was that this was a police dog that probably should have been washed out. This is not what we want to see on a police dog bite. We don't want to see constant re-engagements, which is what this looks like. But this is what I would expect from, like, that German Shepherd we saw bite that lady, the delivery driver, right? Just naturally going in, doing as much damage as possible, not understanding the mechanics of biting deep and holding. These, in my opinion, are bites utilizing the front of the mouth. Furthermore, I had seen video, and I could be wrong, but when Mr. O'Keefe was last seen on that surveillance camera in the bar, it appears like he's wearing a long sleeve shirt, almost like a sweater, maybe.
Yeah, somebody was asking that exact question. So let me pull up that exact question, but keep going.
And this is exactly indicative of a dog. And we see this even with trained police dogs. When someone's wearing baggy clothing or long sleeves or jeans or a jacket, you're going to get these more shallow bites. The dog's constantly trying to get a grip on the prey. And of course, the prey item is moving away, and you're going to get these. This is what's considered shallow bite marks. This is the dog trying to get a grip, but the only thing that's sinking in are those front teeth. And the biggest.
The ME in Norfolk County also said that Sandra Birchmore's death was a suicide. Must be true, right? Must be true. Okay. I mean, people. Like, you know, and no disrespect. First of all, Melanie Little has no skin in this game. You know what I mean? All Melanie Little is doing, at least the impression I'm getting, is she's trying to get to the truth and doing it and using content to do it. Which, I mean, yeah, that's the same thing I'm doing. It's the same fucking thing I'm doing. I'm trying to get to the truth. I'd rather share that experience with my viewers. She is a licensed attorney, recovering attorney, excuse me. She's a licensed attorney who is simply trying to get to the truth for her own understanding. She's seeing some Twilight Zone looking shit, and she's like, okay, I don't understand this. 1 minute, she's told about this case. Then she decides to look into the case, and then she's on panel with a bunch of people who supposedly looked into the case too. And she's like, did we look at the same case? Basically, I mean, she didn't say that, but I'm saying I by the look on her face the entire time, that very kind smile that she has, she's like, did y'all look at the same case that I did? Because I looked at this case and I pretty much have questions, nonstop fucking questions. And so you could just go over, you could go over all of the things for days and days and days that she's been doing that are going to raise questions and ask those questions. Clubber, off. Good boy. So once she sees this panel of people and converses with them, and they're all claiming to have looked into this case, but clearly haven't, she says, all right, I'm going to look into this, and I'm going to do it on my channel, and I'm going to do it live. And what does she do? At some point, she wants to talk about the dog bites. She's looking at, or the alleged dog bites, excuse me. But she's looking at these pictures of John O'Keefe's arm, and she's looking at these bites on John O'Keefe's arm, and she's listening to the God knows how many different scenarios that the prosecution has come up with, when it's on them to come up with one scenario and prove it to a jury, and yet they haven't done that. They can't decide on a theory. That's what's most fascinating about the Commonwealth's argument, is they can't come up with a theory. They can't settle on one. They could come up with 5 or 6 different ones, but they can't settle on one, which is very, very interesting. So, I mean, like, right away, if you understand even remotely how court works, well, you're going to go, isn't it the prosecution's job to have a theory? But yet, okay, they have a theory, but they have like 4 or 5. And they can't stick to one. That should raise questions in anyone who believes in our justice system. That should raise questions to anyone. So the fact that what's really ironic is the Commonwealth's entire approach to this prosecution creates reasonable doubt. Like, the defense doesn't even have to create the reasonable doubt. Right there alone, in theory, I don't know much better because I'm not an attorney. I'm not a court officer. I'm not a law enforcement investigator. I don't know. But as a layman, I would assume, knowing that it's the prosecution's responsibility and it's on them, the burden of proof is on them, the burden to present a case to a jury and convince them beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant is guilty. Well, they've created the reasonable doubt by not even having one theory to settle on that they could prove. Now, obviously, a jury has not seen this yet. So, but I wonder if the fact that this has been going on is a way, can they even argue that? Can the defense even argue that? Can the defense walk into the courtroom and go, before all of these proceedings started, the prosecution stated this, the prosecution stated that? I mean, all of these things are public record. The things that we've heard, you know, the DA's office say. So right there, I would assume that the defense could go to a jury once the jury is selected and they're sitting there, and day one, opening arguments, right? Opening arguments, either Yannetti or Jackson can walk up to the jury box and go, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the Commonwealth has the responsibility to prove to you beyond a reasonable doubt that our client, Karen Reed, is guilty. And they're going to present to you a theory, but I submit to you that since her arrest, they've come up and stated publicly at least 3 or 4, maybe 5, maybe 6 different theories as to what happened to John O'Keefe. That right there, if they can prove that, the prosecution has already given the jury reasonable doubt without the defense even having to really do anything. That's mind-blowing to me. And then you got these folks in the background jibber-jabbering.
Data like 227 searches or supposed message deletions or health app data suggesting John went up and down stairs. The FBI can't just launch an investigation because the defense wants it. Every defense would want that. There has to be predication. There has to be some strong piece of evidence to cause the investigation. What could that evidence have been? It's not like the defense is sitting on something big that they haven't shown us. They've been trying all summer to get us.
I mean, again, dude, listen, it's not on them to sit on something. It's not on them to have an ace up their sleeve and to be sitting on something that they haven't shown us yet. Some big aha moment. It's not on the defense to do that. It's on the prosecution to do that, and yet they haven't done it. Now, of course, they're not going to show all their cards. Granted. But everything that the defense has shown us I mean, have been aha moments. The one thing in regards to Detective Proctor and his wife Elizabeth and their relationship with the McCabe's, that one thing made the whole world go, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on? Now, the rest of us were like, finally, you know, because it was Turtle Boy that actually uncovered this. And he's, again, and I'm going to make this point many, many times, Turtle Boy is currently sitting in jail for his methods in uncovering that information that is currently being used as evidence by the defense to exonerate Karen Reed. That's important to know. Something we need to all remember. Okay? Now, just that alone made everyone go, holy shit, what the fuck? Just that alone made Vinny throw a conniption fit on his own panel on Court TV, feeling like he's been duped by God knows how many experts that he's had on his panel who appear to be just mouthpieces for District Attorney Morrissey.
To give everything they could to get the judge and the Supreme Court to hand over Brian's phone. So every bullet they have is being used. They're not holding anything back. You solve riddles by asking questions, thinking logically, eliminating possibilities, eliminating branches along the logic tree. We have not seen any evidence that would be anywhere near enough to predicate a federal investigation in the summer of 2022. The medical reports say John was not in a fight. They say no sign of a dog attack. No witnesses saw John that night. With 11 people in the house and Ryan Nagel in the truck, that's a lot of people saying he didn't go in the house. Now, you might question all that testimony. Okay, that's fine. But to launch an FBI investigation, you need actual evidence, like a witness who did see John in the driveway maybe, or a doctor who examined the body and who disagrees with the official conclusion.
This guy's making the argument against him himself. He just sat there talking about how we haven't seen everything and we got to wait till trial, right? But what he's talking about mostly is the federal investigation into the investigation of John O'Keefe. So he's sitting here saying, for them to launch an investigation, there has to be some sort of solid proof. What is he trying to say here? That they don't have it? How do you know? Based on your own argument that they have that and they're keeping it close to the chest. Why would they tell the public what it is? So for them to launch this investigation, yes, I'm sure they have something that is enough to go, there's something seriously dirty here. Something seriously wrong with how this investigation has been conducted. But I doubt that it was just this investigation that put the Norfolk DA's office on the federal radar.
Conclusion, something, but there's nothing, or nothing the defense has told us in these hearings anyways, right? A private investigator, Brian Scanlon, told Karen's lawyer that he believed John was killed in the house, but he had no evidence. It was just his gut feeling or something. So that's a dead end. One way to solve a riddle is to flip things. For example, we know the defense has presented nothing since June of 2023 when these hearings started that could have predicated an investigation in August of 2022. So
no, you're wrong, dude. They just presented like a week ago. They just presented like a week ago that there was a conflict of interest because there is a personal relationship between the McCabe's and the Proctors. And according to Proctor's mother, the McCabe's are their second family, quote unquote. What do you mean? This was presented like a week ago, dude. What are you talking about, June? June, what are you talking about? fucking June. This is like a week ago, bro.
So we might wonder if back then they presented something that was so back during the summer of 2022. Maybe back then you might suggest they actually presented something to the feds that was convincing enough to predicate the investigation, but something that has since been disproved. So the defense no longer argues it in court. In other words, maybe they had something compelling enough to get the FBI ball rolling, but it's since been debunked, so they no longer mention it. But that doesn't work because of the next piece of the puzzle, the key piece, in my opinion. Acting U.S. Attorney Josh Levy personally questioned witnesses this summer. The defense had presented their conspiracy theory at the hearing in June, and they didn't tell us anything that would have predicated the FBI involvement back in the summer of 2022. Yet here was Josh Levy still heavily involved. And he'd been involved actually since 2022. Why? Was there some predication that the feds knew about, but the defense team didn't? For example, say the feds picked up something on a wire. One could be tempted to go that way, except for this. The evidence against Karen is actually a slam dunk. I don't say that because I'm a McAlbert, or because I don't believe in police corruption, or because I hate.
I gotta hear that one more time. I think that shit is fucking hilarious. Like, he said that shit like with conviction.
For this, the evidence against Karen is actually a slam dunk. I don't say that because I'm a McAlbert, or because I don't believe in police corruption, or because I hate.
He said that shit out loud.
Whatever motive you want to give me. I say it because the evidence, both physical and in the data, shows John was struck by Karen's SUV and he never went inside the house. And because this evidence is really not the kind of thing, because this evidence couldn't be fabricated. Just quick.
This dude just makes shit up. This dude just makes shit up. Like on Twitter, he tried saying that I said that Jennifer McCabe was driving Karen's SUV and hit John O'Keefe. I never said anything of the sort. I never even implied it. I never even put those words, like, I never even like mixed up those words in some way. I never even like, I don't know where the fuck he got that. At what point did I ever say that Jennifer McCabe was supposedly driving Karen Reed's SUV and hit John O'Keefe? I know she was driving when they went looking for him. Excuse me. I know she was driving when they went to. No, actually, she wasn't driving. Carrie was driving. And Jennifer McCabe was in the front seat, and Karen was in the back seat. And this was just when they were looking for John. But I never said anything about Jennifer McCabe driving the car, driving the SUV. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then he just posts this shit on Twitter like it's fact. Very much like he's just saying these things up here like they're fact, hoping that they are that if they reach the right ears, you know, from his mouth to God's ears, that it'll make whatever he's saying true. I mean, it's incredible, dude.
Quickly, let's go over it. You've heard it before, but I'll make it real quick. The taillight pieces from Karen's SUV were found buried in the plowed snowbank where John was found. No one could have tampered with the car before it arrived back in Canton, sometime after 5. And at that time, it was impossible to bury those pieces at the scene because it was filled with cops, neighbors, and news crews. Meanwhile, the Waze and GPS data show.
But I love how he just fails to mention the 5 undocumented searches by Proctor alone, where he supposedly found these pieces on his own. Like he's Columbo, you know? Yeah. Oh, look at that. We got a piece of a tail light here. Look at that. 5 different times. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen in investigations. where the lead detective just happens to go back. Oh, let me check out the crime scene on my own real quick for the 4th time and not tell anybody and go, oh, look at this. Another piece of the tail light. Like, he fails to mention this at all, which I think is really, really funny.
John's phone never went inside the house. And it should tell you something that the defense does not dispute this fundamental data. So it left me with this. There was no question Karen's SUV struck John. There is no cover up. That's rock solid, which creates a big riddle. Why is Josh Levy involved? Let's look at who Josh Levy is to start. Graduated from Brown, then magna cum laude from Georgetown Law. Spent most of the last 20 years as a partner.
Now, I will say this, okay? I will say this. The investigation into Norfolk County's DA, right? That's all we actually know. We've been saying, and I'm guilty of this too, but we've been outright saying that it is an investigation of the investigation. Because technically it is. They're looking into everything. But the DA's office doesn't only handle, this isn't the only crime in Norfolk County. This isn't the only crime in Norfolk County. So therefore, they're looking into the DA's office. That means that they're looking into not only the John O'Keefe investigation, but they're looking into other investigations that nobody's talking about either. Guaranteed. Okay? So this is how close-minded and silly these people think. Plevin, I'm talking to you, buddy. This is how close-minded you guys are. Right? Because you're sitting here thinking that the world revolves around the Karen Reed case, and it does not. It absolutely does not. The DA handles a lot of cases. They're looking at the DA. And they're looking at not only this investigation, but they're looking at every investigation that the DA has under their belt right now. So this just tells us all exactly what your level of thinking is. So Levy isn't just focused on the Karen Reed, John O'Keefe thing. Levy's looking at every case that the DA has handled for a certain period of time. They're looking at everything with a magnifying glass, not just this case, but every other case around it. Guaranteed. They are investigating Norfolk County DA's office, Michael Morrissey's office, not specifically just the John O'Keefe investigation.
Partner in the law firm Ropes and Gray, a super powerful law firm. So that's elite. This guy is elite. In January of 2022, he left that firm to take the job of first U.S. attorney in Boston, which is the second in command under the U.S. attorney in Boston. And a U.S. attorney answers only to the attorney general in Washington and, of course, the president. Why leave such a powerful law? Why leave such a powerful law firm for this job? There's only one reason: ambition. From the position of first U.S. attorney, there were only 3 places to go higher on the food chain: a judge, or up to U.S. attorney, or ultimately to attorney general, a cabinet position. So he's aiming high. Now, I don't know anything about Levy, but based on his education and work history, he's nobody's fool. And based on him taking the first attorney job, he's ambitious. Remember those 2 things. He's nobody's fool and he's ambitious. When Levy took the first attorney position in Boston, his boss was Rachel Rollins, who started at the same time. Rollins was a different breed from Levy. She was elected to Suffolk County DA in Boston in 2018. She's a far-left street fighter focused on minority civil rights. As I've discussed on this channel, in 2020, she weaponized.
Far-left street fighter. Far-left street fighter. That term, and I don't mean to get political here, but that term is just inaccurate. A far-left street fighter translates to a looter, They don't fight face to face. They hide behind masks and smash your shit and run. That's what they do.
Aidan Kearney, according to Aidan, having him show up at events to disrupt the campaign of Joseph Kennedy III, who was running against Senator Ed Markey. Markey was the incumbent in good standing with the progressives of Massachusetts. So why was Kennedy running for JFK's old seat? Simple. The Kennedys had decided to run young Joe for the White House in 2024. The Kennedys will always be looking to recreate Camelot. The Senate seat was a stepping stone. If you don't think the Bidens weren't aware of this looming threat, I've got a Hunter Biden, Peyton, to sell you. Biden's rewarded Rollins with a promotion, a federal promotion.
Now, all this guy's missing right now is a fucking board with all of the pictures of the people he just named and a bunch of string connecting them together. Whoop, 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 whoop. I mean, and this guy has the audacity to call us conspiracy theorists. And here he is naming all of these people as to why Levy has this ambition. It's just hilarious to me that this guy has the audacity to call anybody else a conspiracy theorist. And he's just up here like Charlie Day talking about all this ambition and why and the Kennedys. Like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Promotion, making her U.S. attorney for Boston. So it was Rollins, and right under her, Josh Levy. That was the office.
Wow.
But this past May, Rollins was in effect fired after investigations found corruption. I did a video on that way back then, wondering if there was a connection to the Karen Reed case. I suspected it because the official reasons given for firing her seemed flimsy, like the kind of petty corruption they all do. The kind of stuff you give a slap on the wrist for. And the timing with the release of the Karen case, or the Karen theory, was suspicious. The Karen conspiracy theory. No one believed there was a connection at the time but me and Dave McGrath, who, it might surprise you, I still talk to every day. I think he's on board what I'm going to tell you tonight, but check out his channel on his next live to see. So what could the Rollins connection to the Karen Reed case be? Let's throw in another piece. On April 18th, Karen's defense team injected their conspiracy theory onto the world through Aidan Kearney, Turtle Boy. But a week or two later, Aidan had a big problem with a separate case. Now, I can't go into the details, but suffice it to say, it involved a woman and harassment claims. Go figure, right? The details of this don't actually matter. What does matter is that Aidan felt he needed legal help, and he didn't have a lawyer. But there was someone that owed him big time, Karen Reed. Through Natalie, Karen's go-between, who is a great person who I talk to pretty regularly. Karen offered a solution. Get in touch, she said, with AJ. AJ is Alan Jackson, Karen's game show.
Okay, where is your evidence of any of this? Where is your evidence of any of this? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, you see what I'm talking about? Like, this is the same guy who said that I said that Jen McCabe was driving Karen's SUV and ran John O'Keefe over. I don't even think he got hit by a fucking car. I don't know why the fuck he said that. I don't even think he got hit by a car. Shows how much you know.
Game show host attorney. Now, we don't know what help AJ offered to Aidan, but we do know that the woman with the complaint got a strange phone call from an FBI agent. Now, we know the name of the agent, but we'll keep that confidential. The question, though, the important question is, why is an FBI agent helping Aidan Kearney in some kind of private case? This had us speculating on whether he was a CI, confidential informant, or possibly being groomed as one. Recently, when Aidan was on the run with a bull.
So let me get this straight, homie. So we're the conspiracy theorists, right? And right here, you're trying to build a narrative that Aidan is working in cahoots with the FBI and Karen Reed. Wow. But we're the conspiracy theorists. Okay. Okay. I mean, forget the fact that we have evidence, indisputable, irrefutable evidence that the Proctors and the McCabe's have a personal relationship. Irrefutable. And tons of it, by the way. Tons of it. But you're just sitting up here stating these things as though they're fact and not showing one shred of evidence, not one aspect of evidence, not one receipt, not one little, like, not, when I say shred, I mean that literally, like even a shredded document, not one shred of a shredded document, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Where are you getting this information from? Please, by all means, I challenge you to produce this evidence.
Bolo out for his arrest. It was reported he was trying to get in touch with the FBI. After he surrendered, when his lawyer, Bradel, appeared with him in court, Bradel told the judge he'd been on the phone with the FBI all morning. So was he an asset being developed by the FBI? Did they cut him loose when his most recent legal problem became just too much for them? Let's lay out the pieces we've discussed so far. We have a U.S. attorney, Rachel Rollins, who plays dirty and is fired in May because of corruption. But it feels like there must be something more because the charges seem thin. We have the FBI inappropriately interfering on another legal matter of Aiden's. We have a federal investigation way back in 2022 that seems to have no real predication. We have elite and squeaky clean, ambitious lawyer Josh Levy actively involved in questioning witnesses in the federal investigation.
Okay, smartass. Let's see what this mystery's all about.
Summer, something extremely unusual. Let's throw in a couple more pieces. Rachel Rollins, known to be vindictive against political rivals, did seem to have a motive against Norfolk County DA Morrissey. Norfolk is the county the Reed trial is being held in. Morrissey had opposed one of Rollins' initiatives, an attempt to get young adult men convicted of murder out of prison on the basis of their young brains not being fully adult yet. Morrissey and other DAs thought that was dangerous. And Reed lawyer David Yannetti seems to have close connections with Rollins. He actually supported the Rollins initiative on that.
You big dummy.
So we worked out of the same officer, not at the same time, but out of the Suffolk, as prosecutors out of the Suffolk DA. So he supported her initiatives, and he'd served on her transition team to the U.S. Attorney's Office. So safe to say he had Rollins on speed dial. Okay, those are all the elements we need to figure out the riddle. Need a moment? As I said before, sometimes the solution comes from flipping a question on its head. Why did the chicken cross the road? Well, the usual answer is to get to the other side. No one ever thinks that it might be to get off the side of the road he's on. So instead of trying to reach somewhere, he's trying to get away from somewhere. We just don't usually think about it that way, right?
Bro.
So you look at various unanswered questions.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You see if you can flip them and ask them from another angle. Rachel Rollins might be dirty enough to abuse her office to launch an investigation for political reasons, but that doesn't seem like something Josh Levy would do. That was the key to me. That really was the key to figuring this out. This elite lawyer with an unblemished record, Josh Levy, a lawyer, not a politician. Rachel Rollins is a politician. Levy is not. He's not going to ruin his career on some petty political score of Rachel Rollins. Now, Josh Levy's testimony actually proved critical in the investigation, which took down Rollins. And he's since taken her place as U.S. attorney in Boston. So he's got the job he wants, unless the next one higher would be attorney general.
Shut up! Oh my God, I don't care!
So he is aiming high, right? And yet here he is this summer questioning witnesses in the Karen Reed case, a case where the evidence is slam dunk against conspiracy. So why would he do this? Remember, he's nobody's fool, and he's ambitious. He knows the case against Karen is slam dunk. And I'm sorry, it is, guys. He's not going to risk his carefully plotted career chasing a foolish conspiracy. So flip it. Try another angle, the opposite angle. He's not questioning the witnesses in order to prove the murder.
Welcome to Logic, Mary Lopez.
Okay?
Thank you.
That's not what he was doing. Seems obvious. It seems like that's the obvious thing that he was doing, that he was there to question, I won't say which witnesses, but he's there to grill them, right? Because he's trying to see if they're part of a conspiracy. No, flip that question. He's involved in that grand jury in order to add credence to the fact that there is no cover-up, no murder cover-up. But it's more than that. He's not going to waste time getting personally involved just to show that the cover-up is only a false defense theory. That's not a big deal. Defense theories get floated like that in every case. No way would a man like this waste his time on that.
Right.
The only way a man like Josh Levy is going to do that is going to do what, in his own words, this is what he described it as, make an exception and get directly involved. The only way he's going to do that is if there's a headline here, which could help him in his ambitions. So the only way he's going to get headlines is if there actually are real indictments that are looming here. And since the evidence against Karen is slam dunk, those indictments lie somewhere else. Rachel Rollins, and not just Rachel Rollins, but anyone that abused power to help her. Look, I have no evidence of this. I want to be clear on that. I have no evidence. This is just looking at the evidence that I do have.
Wait. What?
Eliminating possibilities. Coming up
that?
with the only theory that makes sense.
What was that?
I have no evidence that indictments are coming against Rollins or anyone. Just want to repeat that. What I'm giving you is just simple, logical deduction. The evidence against Rachel Rollins, and not just Rachel Rollins, but anyone that abused power to help her. Look, I have no evidence of this. I want to be clear on that. I have no evidence.
No
This is
shit.
just looking at the evidence that I do have.
No shit.
Eliminating possibilities. Coming up with the only theory that makes sense.
Right.
I have no evidence that indictments are coming against Rollins or anyone. Just want to repeat that. What I'm giving you is just simple, logical deduction. The evidence against Reed is irrefutable. A federal investigation was launched without proper predication. And whatever is going on is big enough for Josh Levy to get involved personally in the grand jury. It's elementary, Watson. And who else might get caught up in that? Who else might get caught up in this investigation? Well, I'm not going to spell it out. I mean, I don't want anybody suing me, but you can guess. It's agents, lawyers, anybody involved in this, maybe a blogger, maybe even others that are prominent in social media.
Okay.
Proving all this requires an expansive investigation to find evidence that she ordered the whole thing without significant probably because she had a political motive possible.
Okay, shut the fuck up for a second, dude. Shut the fuck up. Hold on. So this just came out today. A lot of you know where I'm going with this. A lot of you know where I'm going with this. Now, this just came out today. Now, if you notice, this is an email to Judge Beverly Canone, also known as Aunt Bev to most of you. And she is the one residing over the Karen Reed trial. And it is from Mr. Adam Deitch. Signed by Adam W. Deitch, which is the assistant U.S. attorney to the acting United States attorney, Joshua Levy. Kevin is Lizzie's boo-boo. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Now, it says here, because this is obviously in behalf of Josh Levy's office, Dear Justice Canone, with respect to the above caption matter, we received notice via letter dated January 9th, 2024 from counsel for the defendant regarding the Commonwealth's motion for protective order pertaining to Commonwealth's notice of discovery pursuant to Massachusetts R criminal blah 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 with associated 6 attachments. We additionally received copies of the motion, the defendant's opposition, and related filings, including copies of the 8 letters at issue. I thought it was 6, but it's 8. We also are aware of the upcoming hearing scheduled for January 18th, 2024. We appreciate the opportunity to be heard on this issue. Having reviewed, now this is the fun part, folks, having reviewed all of the materials referenced above, the Department of Justice and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Massachusetts do not object. I repeat, do not object to public disclosure of the correspondence at issue in the pending motion. Okay? Everybody getting this here? Everybody, is the class listening? Because them not having any opposition here, it totally shoots down this idiot's entire theory as far as Plevin's assertion of who Josh Levy is and what his purposes are here and everything that he's claiming to have a part of. And I mean, bro, Plevin, just stop, dude. Just stop. Yeah, I don't even think it's going to go to trial, dude. Like, it's not even going to go to trial. This is, yeah. They have absolutely no issue. They have no issue with the rest of us seeing these letters. None at all. But we'll continue to listen to Homeboy here. Let's just keep that going because it's fun. Oh, Plevin. We love you, buddy.
Possibly to hook up a friend, perhaps a lawyer that works for Karen. So these guys want to learn whether the FBI helped Aiden last year as a favor. That's going to be part of it. It's a lot to prove, and many of the targets are lawyers, so they're tricky to catch. Such an investigation requires careful management. It requires direct involvement by the current U.S. attorney, Josh Levy. That's why he's involved. So Levy questioned some of the witnesses in order to add to his credibility. I'm sorry. Been a long day. Let me repeat that. Obviously, I'm going off for script. Levy questioned some of the witnesses in order to add his credibility to what is to come. Namely, that there was no murder cover-up, but that there was a conspiracy to abuse the vast powers of federal officials and agents. A conspiracy which, if proved, will be studied for many years to come. Now, I want to thank you guys for listening to me. Again, this is just a theory that I'm putting out there, and people can take it, play around with it, see what they decide. We'll see what happens, right? I can't stay on with you longer today because you can tell I'm a little bit tired. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning.
It took me all of 30 seconds to play around with your theory, bro. Like, it took me all of 30 seconds to read that letter and play around with your theory. And by play around with, I mean shoot it down. Just so you know. This dude is just so much fun. Like, how can y'all be mad at this guy? You know what I mean? Like, don't even be mad at this guy. It's you can't get mad at this dude. You know what I mean? That's like if I get mad at Clubber for chewing on something that I didn't want him to chew on. You know what I mean? But I had it out there. Like, he's a dog. He's gonna do what he does. You know what I mean? If I don't walk him, he shits on the floor. You know what I mean? Like, it's not his fault.
Morning, pretty much the whole day at the hospital. My dad had a heart procedure done. He seems to be doing okay right now. Thank you, guys. And my mom is still really struggling to recover too, and we have a couple of dogs to take care of. So I have to get down to taking care of them. But the theory,
thoughts and prayers for his mom and his dogs, for sure.
Bobby,
not kidding.
Brown, is pretty simple. The reason Josh Levy got involved in this case is because there's an investigation into Rachel Rollins, who seems to have corruptly launched this investigation for political purposes, perhaps as perhaps also as a favor to people that she's worked with in the past. And that's wrong. That's abusive. You can't do that. And that's what I believe that that they're focused on. And that would be enough incentive, because that's a huge deal. That's, if there are possible indictments coming with that, that's huge. This is going to be studied for a long time. And he wants to make sure he gets it all right, if that's the case. So that's why he would have participated in the questioning of witnesses in the federal grand jury this summer. It's basically to add his credibility to that and to make sure that everything is all the T's are dotted and the T's are crossed and the I's dotted.
Huge.
But guys, again, thank you very much. I am going to do coming up, because
this is going to be studied on. Aiden's conspiracy with Karen Reed and the feds is going to be studied on for years to come. It's going to be pondered on by experts. I love that shit. This is fucking great.
People have been asking me for this. I'm a little bit hesitant, but I want to do a special that most of you guys hopefully won't have an interest in, but for people that might be, I do a lot of, I've been lucky and managed to last over 5 years despite a stage 4 cancer diagnosis. Overwhelmingly 99% of that is due to modern medicine, but I do take a lot of, supplements. And what I want to do is just kind of show you guys the supplements that I take. And I'm not suggesting they've helped me. I have no idea. It's probably just luck. The treatment that I'm on, the actual medical treatment usually works 18 months. In my case, it's worked on 5 years and running. So it's possible that some of these supplements have added to my chances. I don't know. I mean, this, as Aiden correctly pointed out, he said the survival rate is 1%. It's actually 2% after stage 4 diagnosis with my particular cancer. So I've been lucky. I've been very, very lucky. And hopefully my luck continues for a little bit longer. And Angela or whoever's out there, if you guys disagree about Karen, okay, just keep looking at the evidence. And that's all we have to do, is just look at the evidence, treat each other with respect, respect each other's opinions. It's okay if you want to have something that's a little bit sharp. Sometimes it goes against somebody else's argument. That's okay, but don't insult people. Keep it civil, because there's going to be other cases. Life goes on after this, and just keep digging into the evidence and just keep weighing it.
See you, Scott.
And for anybody that wants to come on my show and show me where my arguments are wrong, I always welcome that. Reach out to me. You can reach out privately, and I also answer. If you're civil to me, I always answer those too. People every day request documents from me, and I share what I have. That's how it should be,
dude. Okay, I've got thoughts on this, but I'll let him finish.
Right. So that's what I try to do. Well, Courtney, no, I only call idiots. And actually, honestly, I only call people that are disrespectful idiots.
I mean,
there are plenty of people that are
like, don't sit here and preach to us about being civil when you fucking lie and make shit up and post it on Twitter, and B, you sit here and you spin insane theories of collusion, which are crimes about innocent people. I mean, like, so you're not going to win the sympathy card with me. Like, I've seen this behavior recently from other creators. This is a classic tactic, and I'm going to get into that in a minute, but to just stay on the point that I was making, that I'm making presently, don't sit here and act like you're, Mr. kind-hearted and treat people respectfully when you don't, and expect people to treat other people respectfully when you don't. So stop it, okay? Just stop it, because you're not fooling anybody here.
That are idiots, and if they're respectful to me, I give them the same time. I mean, I'm an idiot sometimes too, but no, I've been attacked mercilessly since July. And in July, all I was doing was gently asking questions and trying to really avoid getting the mob from going after my partners at the time. I could take the mob because I'm in a situation where I could afford to do it without having to disrupt my family. But I was sensitive to the fact that it was more troubling for them, so I didn't want to antagonize the mob. It's kind of apparent what the turtle mob is. If you don't really understand, if you've been following since this summer and you don't know what the turtle mob is, you're just not a respectable person. You're not. I'm sorry. And you might be an idiot. Yeah, sorry. It is what it is. Now, again, there are people that are just following the evidence and still have questions about the case. That's different. But I'm talking about the tactics that they use in trying to smear people with falsehoods and dig dirt into everybody's background. There's some Karen, who talks to me from True Crime and Wine. She's a wonderful person.
Mean like,
and she's from outside of the state.
You mean like posting my mugshot and saying it's from child abuse? Like, you mean like that? Or dog abuse? By the way, this is my first dog, folks. That's actually my dog. It's my first one. So, yeah.
State who just started discussing this case in a very neutral manner, and people started attacking her. And Semolina started giving her false information on me. And then when Karen wouldn't believe it, Semolina said, well, we know you're a failed teacher, to Karen, which reveals some ridiculous things. She's not a failed teacher. She taught for 15 years. And then when she got pregnant at the age of 39, she stopped teaching and she opened a boutique in her own house. And I think that's incredible. She's an entrepreneur. She did that so she was able to stay and raise her child. And her boutique has been successful. That's not a failed teacher, right? This is a professional teacher who dedicated a good chunk of her life to it and then went to doing something else. But not only is this smear stupid, but it shows that just because Karen doesn't follow along with the theories that the turtle people believe, they're digging into her background and discovering that she was a teacher and no longer is. This is what they do. And those are the people that I call idiots. All right. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, because try walking in my shoes since July and August and getting these smears. I mean, the first smear started back when I was fully on the fence.
As long as the smears are going the other way, right?
He's an idiot. Started a thing on the Facebook group for the Justice for Karen Reed page she started a thread that was literally designed just to attack me. And all the turtle people jumped in.
I don't know,
Kevin's
man.
yellow, Kevin's retarded, Kevin's got brain damage, and this and that. And you have to understand, at the time, I was only gently asking both sides questions. Not even Aiden was accusing me of being a both sideser. He wasn't even accusing me of being.
Let me explain something, dude. It's not gentle when you're okay. Like I'd rather someone yell at me about things and call me names about things that are true than someone sit there and act all innocent and act all civil while spewing out lies about someone simply because you don't agree with their opinion, simply because you don't like them. See, that's not okay. That's just because you're speaking in a monotone voice and you're being respectful in how you present your words. If your words are filled with slander about someone, that is not being classy. That's not being respectful. You're attacking someone. You're attacking them with lies. And that's not something that I condone, ever. Yet you do this all the time. Like I every time I post something on Twitter, I've got you or one of your idiot minions posting some, and it's always a troll account too. It's always troll accounts that are attacking people like Olivia or me, or of course Aiden. I mean, it's ridiculous. And you're sitting up here acting like you're Mr. Morality, and you're just not fooling anybody. You're full of shit.
In a McAlbert or something like that at that time. But that was enough to get that mob coming at me. So that's what we're dealing with here. All right. And to me, in a lot of ways, what I call Aidenism is now as big an issue as justice for John, because this is going to continue. This mob, if it's not put in its place, is going to continue doing what it's doing and doing what it's been doing. When you try to smear people and attack people, that's unacceptable. And Super Proctor, you haven't been banned from here, Super Proctor, but you have been banned from Twitter, haven't you? Because one of the bigger idiots is this whatever this Super Proctor creature is. You got to see him; he's a clown. But anyways, guys, thank you very much for being here. Those who want to discuss the case civilly, we can do that. Those who want to continue to be idiots, that's part of your life. That's okay. You can't really help it. Something was wrong with your chromosomes when you came into the world. All right, guys.
Wow. Hold on a second. Clubber. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, I find that shit pretty interesting. So I just don't I'm not gonna sit here and fall for that shit. And listen, I think it's amazing that he fought cancer, stage 4, appears to have beaten it. I think that that's amazing, and more power to him for that. But that's not going to make me forget, and it's not going to work as the veil that you're trying to use it for us to not be able to see the real you and what you're doing. Because you haven't given one solid, you're doing the same thing as the Commonwealth, which is you're just you're throwing out every theory that you could possibly throw out. And yet you're not in any way, shape, or form giving any basis behind these theories. So, I mean, as far as you beating cancer, awesome. Good for you, dude. That's great. I think that that's amazing. I've lost people to cancer, and it's a testament to you, to your strength, and it's a testament to your will to live. Great. But the bottom line is, it's not a testament to your ability to see things for how they are. It's not a testament to your ability to differentiate fact from fiction. And to bring that into the situation is just kind of pathetic. It really is. Like, if you feel the need to bring that into your argument, that's telling me everything about how you feel about your own argument. Because you obviously just don't have the facts, because that's all you should need. You should only need the truth and facts to back up your argument, not sympathy for and credibility or credit for your accomplishments in overcoming a health ailment. So it's not going to fool me. It's not going to fool me one bit. everyone here has lost someone to cancer. Everyone here has. And yes, we all empathize with you as far as the cancer goes. But it's not going to make me forget about the fact that you cannot simply see facts and present them properly. Now, I don't know about what's going on with Young Jerks. I know he's supposed to go live. I think he's going live now. But I don't really know what's going on with that. I saw some text message thread that took place, blah, 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 blah. I got to be honest. I really don't give a shit. And it's not that I don't give a shit about Mike. I actually like Mike a lot. But I don't give a shit about the text message threads. And I don't give a shit about what these people are going to try to use to discredit someone or anything of that nature. All I care about is the fact that there is a woman whose rights were violated repeatedly and is sitting on trial or about to sit on trial. As a result of this, there's, more importantly, a dead police officer who will probably never get justice because he was absolutely murdered. Whether Karen did it or whether somebody else did it, whether a bunch of people in the house did it, whether one person in the house did it, whatever. But we're nowhere closer to actually getting him justice. That concerns me. Turtle Boy is sitting in jail right now. That concerns me. And it wouldn't even concern me that much. I would totally be in the whole fuck around and find out crew that loves to talk about, oh, well, that's what you get. I would totally be on board with that if I didn't go over all of those charges, each and every one of them, and disprove every charge. Every single one. I went over each one of them. So if that weren't the case, then no, I wouldn't be sitting here saying free Turtle Boy. Of course I'm saying free Turtle Boy because those charges are bullshit, and you'd have to be blind to not see the direct involvement between the direct connection between his case and Karen Reed's. Three suspicious cases, completely separate from each other. 3 suspicious cases as far as the investigations go. Being Turtle Boy's, being Karen Reed's, and being, well, I should say John O'Keefe's. Being Turtle Boy's, John O'Keefe's, and Sandra Birchman's. 3 separate cases where Tully's name comes up. And people don't find this suspicious? Well, no, I'm not discluding Canton 9, but I'm discluding them from my particular point at this moment, because I don't remember Tully being involved in the Canton 9 directly, but Sandra Birchmore. Sorry, I said Birchman. I get that confused. I'm sorry about that. No disrespect to her or her memory. Excuse me. So I don't understand that how this doesn't come up as being suspicious to just about everybody. Like, it's incredibly disturbing. And then sure enough, sorry, let me make that 4 cases.
because we also watched a press conference held by Michael Morrissey in regards to a alleged murder suicide that was apparently contained immediately. And who was the lead detective in charge of that? Tully. Standing right there. Michael Morrissey pointed right at him and was like, Tully. I mean, these people just walked in. They walked into this house, saw a gun, saw dead people, and went, murder, suicide, case closed, moving on. And then Morrissey did some politically motivated fucking speech about domestic violence. Clever, get out of there. No. Oof, get out of there. Oh, that's just great. That's just fucking fantastic. Sorry. Clubber got into some coffee grounds. That's going to be fun. So yeah, I right away, boom. And this is after it's been well established that the DA's office in Norfolk County is under federal investigation. And no, I do not believe that Sandra Birch Moore, committed suicide. No, I do not. I think she was absolutely Epsteined. Totally Epsteined. Now, yeah, this is going to be a short one, I think. Now, tonight at 9:30, I will be co-hosting with, wait, Mike is flipping? Okay. Is he live right now and he's flipping? Is that what's going on? Because he said before, and I'm not going to criticize Mike yet. We'll listen to it a little bit if you guys want. Because honestly, I got nothing better to do for a while. But let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
Kate. That's where she went. That's what it should be about. You don't need to put her, the woman with 4 children, her picture up on your website. That's my advice. And I'm being as real as I can tonight because I think that I need to express. Everyone wanted to know. Last couple of weeks, everybody hit me up, seeing where I'm at. This is where I'm at. And this doesn't negate what Aiden has done. So much of this case, most of us wouldn't know about it. So I think it's very interesting tonight that we're getting news about the guy Levy responding about the letters that went out between the district attorney and the federal government, the attorney, and we're going to find out what was in those letters. And again, this could be nothing. We've been so close so many times when nothing happened. We don't know. And I want to give, hold
on, folks. Like you guys are pretty
pretty wild in my chat right now. Like, chill out for a second. Let's hear him out. Let's hear what he's saying. I'm not going to jump to any conclusions just yet.
As I said, some of the things I don't like about Kevin is that he called everyone a mob. I don't think Turtle Riders are all a mob. I've met Turtle Riders. They're good people. They think that they're doing something good, and they just might be on this. Like, I still feel Karen Reed is probably innocent. I really do. If I had to bet on it, I would bet on that. But
okay,
we don't know. And I think one of the foundational things for me was about the federal grand jury. And at this point, we still don't know what it's about. And when we found out that Colin Albert had been served at Bridgewater State, that to me felt like that I could be confident of this whole thing. But I didn't know that Yannetti was connected to Rachel Rollins. And some will say that's nothing.
It is nothing.
And
I mean,
even Aiden has covered it.
It's potentially nothing.
Knowing what I know about Rachel Rollins, it might not be nothing. And Kevin, I'm giving a lot of shit for his theories over the last months.
Wait a second. What?
He put out a theory that I've been thinking about, and it could be a possibility. It could be that the federal grand jury is now investigating Rollins. If that's the case, that doesn't help Karen Reed.
Come on, dude. Dude, we just listened.
It's definitely possible.
We just listened
But
to
it's
this
also
guy,
very
and then
possible
we saw the letter. What are you talking about?
that the federal grand jury will find out is going to help Karen Reed. So this is where I'm at. I'm playing the middle. We don't know. And so I think it's time to just buckle in and let's just be more nice to each other. And let's not dox each other. I saw someone dox.
Okay, see the problem I have with this, okay? Because I'm reacting to this, okay? I am reacting to this. This is happening live, and I'm currently reacting to this. I have not made up my mind yet about Mike. He's got my assessment of him so far is still very positive. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and join you all in going, oh, fuck Mike, blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing all that. Not yet, anyway. I'm not doing all that. I'm saying, stop it, Sherry. I'm saying, like, what is bothering me about this is this started off with him saying, I'm going to take a break because I'm getting threats. This is what he said. He publicly said this. I'm taking a break because I'm getting threats. Granted, cool. Okay. Perfectly understandable. I would never judge anybody for stepping back. I've seen it happen before. People have families. Sometimes people's families have to pay for this shit because if your words don't affect someone, then they go, oh, well, your dad owns this business and blah, blah, blah. And then they start fucking getting this mass fucking campaign to give that business a bad review and blah, blah, blah. And they just don't want to see their family deal with this shit. And they never asked for it. So I get it. So he's getting threats. He steps back. And then I see this today. Now, hold on a second. Now, I don't know when this was, but I see this, and I guess this is between him and Grant, right? And it says here where Mike is supposedly saying the federal grand jury was what gave me more confidence in Turtle Boy's reporting. And then Grant tells him he knows she did it, man, meaning that Turtle Boy knows that that Karen Reed is guilty, right? That's the implication here. And then he goes on to say, I've got to lay low for now, but I'm questioning myself too. That's why I'm going to just wait now and see what happens in court. It's time to see what is real. Fair enough. If the sextortion stuff is real, it can't be ignored. It's just his personal life. Felt like KP was always lying and had a vendetta. I guess that's Kevin. Now I'm realizing if any of it's true, what the fuck, dude? He told me he was going to play it straight and not do the ratchet, but his life was ratchet. Okay. All right. Yikes. And then there's another one. Goes on to Krusty. Okay. KP is Krusty. Sorry. It's hard to keep up with all these people, man. I'm sorry. The defense didn't start the federal investigation. If you're any kind of witness, just give me the sign. I'll stop communicating. Or if you have any kind of witness, give me the sign. I'll stop communicating. Not doxing or harassing people. Just seriously curious. What of the feds? How is that explained away? Ask DY. I don't know who DY is. Seeing what Colleen posted about that dam, and another said federal grand jury letters went out announcing it got canceled. That needs to be confirmed. If this was really just a politically inspired grand jury, what the fuck? Questions everything. I mean, okay. Oh, okay. David Yannetti. Right. The federal investigation predates Karen Reed. We all know this. Kevin said it himself. Now, I mean, here's the thing is again, this is why it's important. Look, I'm going to continue playing this, but this is why it's important. This is why I separate my personal opinions of Turtle Boy from why we're all here. Okay? And truth be told, I really don't have any negative opinions about Turtle Boy because I don't pay attention. I don't go digging. I hear things and I don't go digging. I don't have the interest that Mike seems to have in those text messages of whether or not Turtle Boy's life is ratchet. That does not have anything, in my opinion, to do with the facts that he has dug up and displayed for the public to see. I don't equate the two. It's like, look, I've made this analogy 100 times. Look, I think Bill Cosby's a piece of shit. Okay? Bill Cosby, without a doubt, drugged women for decades to take advantage of them. He's a complete and utter shitbag. But does that all of a sudden make the Huxtables a bad show? I'm supposed to not like the Huxtables anymore? The fuck does that have to do with anything? Like, do I want to hang out with Bill Cosby? No. But all of a sudden, Picture Pages loses its magic from my childhood. Everything that I learned from Fat Albert is fucking is gone. The message that I got from Fat Albert and the gang, the songs that they were playing in the junkyard, all of a sudden that gets pissed away. Taught me morals, right? Like, I mean, if you're a churchgoer, right? It boils down to this. This is the best analogy I can make. If you're a churchgoer, right, and your pastor, right, it becomes public that your pastor was touching kids or was a sexual deviant in some way or whatever, but you led your life based on the sermons that pastor would tell you every Sunday. You would soak in every Sunday, and you led a good life based on those sermons, based on the Bible verses that he would recite and explain in a sermon, and how you are, supposed to apply these things into your everyday life. But as all of a sudden this pastor turns out to be a shitbag, all that stuff is thrown out the window? No, because that pastor's got nothing to do with my relationship with God. If I've got a relationship with God, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. That pastor is nothing but a vessel of information. Nothing more. That's why I don't sit there and do digging into Turtle Boy's past. I don't give a fuck. I do not care. It is not my business. It's not your business to worry about how Turtle Boy has lived his life prior to. Now, if it turns out that all he's done is make up a bunch of lies and print them in his blog, okay, I understand that. But if I didn't see the actual evidence behind the things that he's reported, I wouldn't have my opinion on the things that he's reported. I would not feel the way that I do about the John O'Keefe Karen Reed case. Clever, really, bro? You're just chewing on the chair, bro. It's fine. You can chew on the chair. I don't care. I wouldn't have my opinion on those things because I know what I said. I know what a pastor is. I know how to spell it. I wouldn't have my opinions on the Kara Reed John O'Keefe case if he didn't bring tangible evidence that helped me make up my mind. All the other shit is white noise, man. It's white fucking noise. So let's see where Mike's going with this, because I haven't made my mind up about Mike yet. So just calm down, folks.
Grant Smith Ellis. You know, I've had issues with that guy. I don't want the issues with Grant. Grant started off my show. We actually did good work. We did amazing work on cannabis with Jason Lewis on the show, a state senator who had to basically agree that he was wrong. How often do you see that? He agreed with 2 medical patients. So Grant, I just wish better for Grant. I think Grant's made some mistakes. He's noted some of what he says are my mistakes. I think he's got it out for me. I think maybe I have had it out for him. I don't want to have it out for him anymore. I want the best for everybody on this. And I want people to know if we turn out to be wrong, I'll be there
Can I
to
have
like,
that, please, Clever?
Own it.
Clever, can I have that?
And try to make it right. And I hope the other side does the same. And I don't think Kevin, he has some ego. He's actually not a bad guy. And Kevin, I think the most important thing for him is he actually believes Karen Reed is guilty.
And I don't think that Kevin is a bad guy either. I don't fucking know the guy. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if he's a bad guy or a good guy. I know that the stuff spewing out of his face is bullshit. That's all I care about.
Guilty. And you can't hate someone for making a determination in this case because there's so much wonky stuff on both sides. And that's kind of the show where I'm kind of headed on it if I continue to cover it.
Yes, there's wonky shit on both sides. There's always wonky shit on both sides. That's why You don't pay attention to all the wonky shit. You stick to the facts, period. Stick to the facts. Don't pay attention to the wonky shit. The wonky shit is white noise.
And as far as Turtle Boy, I don't want to shit on the guy. I really don't. I feel like he's in a tough spot. I think it's because, as my friend Jamal said, too much cowboy shit. When you're dealing on this level, you got to be extra careful. And I think that's the message for all of us right now. Just be careful. Be nice. I haven't looked at the comments. I don't know. I don't know what people are going to think about
Probably
this.
better
Mike
you
is a
don't,
turncoat.
dude.
Here it is.
Yeah, probably better
We
you
knew
don't.
some of those. And I would say to the riders too, like
those comments in his
don't prove
chat
Kevin
are
right.
pretty rough.
Like, it's okay if someone has a different opinion. It doesn't make them a bad person. And I'm also saying, like, I still think Karen Reed is innocent. I still think that the state police are harassing Turtle Boy. I still don't want to see Turtle Boy get jailed.
Okay, see,
But
that's good enough for me.
I'm prepared to, like, own up if there's some bullshit there. Like, it's possible even Karen Reed's innocent and Turtle Boy did some bullshit. I'm going to hear it out. And that's what I'm saying. I'm going to be a lot more fair in the coverage, and I'm going to criticize mistakes. And even the big mistake I talked about is going to her house. If you listen to the Howie Carr interview yesterday with attorney Tim Bradle. Tim Bradle did great last night on Howie Carr. Unbelievable. Yeah. And the only bad moment of that, like they kept him for 4 parts. Howie Carr does quick interviews because he has so many commercials. And so he kept going. He kept Bradle there for 4 segments. And the only part that didn't come off good was when he was asked a question, like, why did he go there? And so someone can be like, someone can be good and bad. Let's just put it that way. They can make mistakes. And I think that you got to own your mistakes if you make them. And I think my advice for everyone is just
see, I don't understand why he's completely ignoring the answer that Bradle gave, which was that he was lured over there. I mean, that's the thing is I'm telling you right now, warrant, restraining order, nothing. I mean, a woman calls me, tells me she's pregnant, and she's about to perform a self-abortion by taking pills, and she can't be alone. I'm trapped. I gotta go. Fuck. All right. I'm gonna have to deal with this. I'm gonna have to deal with that because I'm probably gonna end up in jail. But I mean, like, right. And it's as if he didn't hear the audio. You know what I mean?
just to calm down a little bit. Wait for court. Wait to see what happens on Thursday. That's what I'm doing. And I think it's good to get off social media, take a break. You can still watch it, but don't post so much. That's what I'm going to start doing. And I'm not going to make this my entire life. Over the last months, this has become my entire friggin' life besides walking dogs. And people are saying, that's fine.
You guys are rough, man.
That's actually good.
You guys are rough.
Because that's what I want to make sure that this is about too. That this isn't about just who's following me, getting followers. I want to be doing a show that is 100% authentic and truthful.
Jerry, stop.
And tonight, I'm telling the truth. I feel like there have been some mistakes, and I should have been more critical of them. And I wasn't. And I think that we all need to be a little more careful. These people are playing for keeps. And what if we are wrong? What if we did fall for something? So that's what I'm saying tonight. And one of the reasons, like, I still feel like Karen Reed is definitely innocent, the things like the canine bites. And I want to play some of the stuff from Melanie Little tonight. And I feel like what I want
is what I don't understand is the fence that he's on. Meaning that he's on a fence, but where is this fence? What existence, what plane does this fence exist in? I don't understand what fence he's on. He's obviously on a fence because he's sitting here saying, I believe Karen Reed's guilty, or I'm sorry, excuse me. I believe Karen Reed is innocent. And I mean, okay. Is his problem with Turtle Boy? Because he's now saying that he doesn't have a problem with Turtle Boy, but seems to have a problem. So I guess the fence is whether or not he's, okay with Turtle Boy.
I want to cover more is the Karen Reed stuff going forward right now. Because I think on Turtle Boy, we just don't know enough. I still feel like he's getting railroaded because of the coverage that he did. I think that's pretty damn obvious. And that's where I'm at.
Where are you
saying
at?
They're subscribing all over the place.
Where are you at, though? I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to understand where it's at.
Always playing other people's shit. That's not even true. So we've had so many interviews and content on here. You can meet. It's ridiculous. I love. See, this is Mike grew a vagina. This is a good one. I think it's fine to check yourself. I try to remember to do that. I think that's all it is. We all need to check ourselves. And I don't know why. I think that Turtle Boy needed more checking. And I think often I have too.
So I could see my internet is kind of messed
up. I see it in Grant. I think I see it in Kate. I mean, the thing about Kate.
Sorry, my internet is acting wonky. So sorry about that.
I can't trust a lot of what she says because of the hate that she has for him. But he gave her that awful nickname. So there's two sides to it. And so that's what I'm trying to do on the show now. I want to be more fair if I'm going to be covering this. And since some of them, wow, you're a coward.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
I think I'm actually being brave tonight.
I mean, I think it's fair. I think that I can pride myself on being fair. I've based all my opinions on documents that can be verified. I mean, I am opinionated, but I feel like those opinions are, those opinions are based on fact. So, I mean, if he feels like he's been unfair and he wants to check himself and be more fair, I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that most of you guys right now are just reacting to this being the first time that he's done a live stream since his little hiatus that he's taken. And he's not out here going, got no quit, blah, 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 blah. He's just kind of reassessing everything. He probably should have taken some more time to do that before he went live. But I mean, I'm not getting the vibe from him that he is, that he's flipped. You know what I mean? I feel like that's rash. But who's he simping for, though? I see you guys are saying that he's simping. Who's he simping for, though?
I am. To even do the show.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll be honest with you guys.
They turn so quickly.
I don't like wishy-washy either. Wishy-washy gets on my fucking nerves. Cherry can tell you that. I don't like that shit at all. But I mean, that's the only problem I'm having with him right now is that I'm just trying to get, like, what are you saying? Where are you at? What are you saying exactly?
John Mike. This is actually a very good comment. You can't conflate Turtle Boy and Karen Reed cases. And that's exactly it. And that's why I like Melanie Little right now. That's why I'm going to follow her. Actually, the attorney Melanie
You
Little.
should.
She's doing amazing work, and I'm going to follow her lead. And Sean McDonough and Olivia. I think a lot of people on the Karen Reed side point out stuff every day, like keep me convinced that Karen Reed is innocent. But it's okay to have some doubt. That's all I'm going to say. And I have had a little doubt. Look at these guys.
Right.
Howard. This is a guy behind a fake name. Fake. You don't have your real name on there. Now stick to the facts. That's what I want to do. There are a lot of good facts.
So basically, I mean, because I don't want to assess this guy wrong. Is he basically what is he saying? Okay, well, I still feel the same way that I do about Karen Reed and her innocence. Awesome, great. But he feels differently about Turtle Boy personally. Because the thing is Melanie Little, someone made the point in chat. Melanie Little is making all of these points, and she has openly credited Turtle Boy. Now, she doesn't like to talk about Turtle Boy, and she doesn't like people even bringing up Turtle Boy in her chat. Fair enough, understood, because it's going to this stuff that's happening in my chat right now, the stuff that's happening in his chat. She doesn't want that happening in her chat, and I don't blame her, and that's fine. But yeah, I'm sorry about the let me try to refresh real quick. Give me 1 second, folks. Okay, I'm pretty sure I got it fixed. My Wi-Fi wasn't connected for whatever reason. And I got a super chat here. Courtney Sign, thank you so much. Curious if anyone knows the severity of Aiden's car accident. Was it a fender bender, or is his beautiful new car totaled? Hoping it's not too bad since he's already going through so much. I have no idea, but thank you, Courtney. I honestly have no idea. Let's continue to listen to Mike, see what he says here.
I just love it. Call me coward tonight. Getting a lot of that.
But he's not saying that he wants out, though.
There's a good one. The people who are flipping out right now would drink hot dog water if they get told at this point. Mike hasn't even said anything bad. LM, yeah, no, I haven't actually. What is my doubt? Okay. Well, I question. This is the reason why it's not really doubt at this point. But these are things that you have to think about. Like my worst nightmare is that we've harmed. This is one of my points tonight. Like, what happens if we're wrong? What happens if you, even if you 100% feel like Karen Reed is innocent, what happens if you're wrong?
Nothing.
Like, that's kind of where I am.
That's the okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
No, I don't. Okay, see, that's where I strongly disagree with you, Mike, because you're sitting here and you're saying, what if we're wrong about her innocence? I've been saying for years, covering cases, I'd rather be wrong about someone's innocence than wrong about their guilt. There's a reason why our justice system works in the sense that that innocents are you're presumed innocent before guilt. You're always presumed innocent. Okay? There's nothing actually wrong with being wrong about someone's innocence. If it turns out that she's guilty, then she's guilty. So fucking what? Then great. They got the right person. Justice for John O'Keefe. That's what we're all here for in the first place. Fan-fucking-tastic. We're here just discussing. At least I am. At least I am. I can only speak for myself, but I am here exploring the facts. And the facts so far, and I have always worded it this way, the facts so far dictate to me that Karen Reed is innocent. Again, there might be some bombshell that takes place that the prosecution has, that the Commonwealth has, that says, boom, here is the smoking gun. She's guilty. That eliminates all doubt. That could happen in trial. All I've been saying is that the very least, this woman's rights have been violated because the investigation to implicate her in the untimely death of a Boston police officer, John O'Keefe, the investigation to implicate Karen Reed was done unjustly. It was done with, I'm not sure about malice just yet, but I think there was malice in order to cover up mistakes at the very least. But mistakes were made nonetheless. Nonetheless. So therefore, I believe that Karen Reed has earned her freedom because the Commonwealth failed to actually investigate a Boston police officer's death properly and failed to get him justice in the process. And she is an American citizen with rights. And if you violate her rights, well, then that's her ticket to walk, period. That's why I hashtag free Karen Reed, because her rights were violated by a system that these locals in Massachusetts count on to get justice for anyone that they may or that they may love, someone in their life. That's my position here. It's always been my position here. It will always be my position here. Too much doubt. I have too much doubt. The reason why a jury exists is because it is made up of people like you and people like me. And there's no fucking way that you're going to get 12 of those people to unanimously come to the decision that that woman is absolutely guilty without any doubt. It's never going to happen. And that is the Commonwealth's fault. And that is why there needs to be an investigation in that case. That is exactly why there needs to be an investigation into that district attorney's office, to make sure that people who end up hurt or worse get justice through a system that we trust as Americans. Karen Reed was robbed of that. The people of Massachusetts were robbed of this. That's why I'm up here saying free Karen Reed. Give a fuck about who Turtle Boy's been fucking. I don't care.
So I have to check it again, you know? And I think that even if it's, my opinion shouldn't matter so much on the show. That's what I'm trying to get at. I want to do a show that airs both sides a little more. You call me a traitor, that's fine. Did I get some bad weed? No, I think I got some good weed. I don't think you can handle it. This is a good one. Answer me this, Mike. Did you talk to Tully? Are you a witness? No. Nope. Nope. And people say it sounds like I flipped. No, I'm trying to be more fair.
I mean, and I'm gonna
That's
give
all
the
this
guy,
is tonight.
and I'm gonna give the guy the kind of respect that a lot of you are not gonna like. But the fact is, I mean, at least he's looking at his chat and he's allowing his audience to confront him. You know what I mean? Like, he is. Like, you got to give him credit. He's not like running and hiding from these accusations. He had to have mentally prepared himself for what he's doing right now to some degree. You know what I mean? But, you know, so at least he's like addressing the comments that he had to have expected to some degree, where people are going traitor and, you know, pussy, coward, blah, 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 you know. So, and maybe he's avoided some questions. Sure. I don't know. I'm not looking at the chat. I mean, I will.
And I'm trying to remove myself from it a little more, because I felt like I got too caught up that one way. And I'm not trying to like walk anything back. I'm not like generally, I'm just being truthful. Yeah, when you can't trust yourself, like if you feel like you're making mistakes, like doing this is the thing that I want to express to all you guys. Give content creators a little break, because this is not easy shit. You can easily start self-doubting.
I don't know.
And I think that's what I want to express.
I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and disagree with him there. This is easy as fuck. I mean, dude, like I'm trying to be real with y'all. Like, it's easy as fuck. Like, that's why I refuse to call this a job. You know what I mean? Like, I've worked jobs my whole fucking life. Like, this is not like, I refuse to call sitting up here with all this fucking validity, all this validation, where I just speak about shit off the top of my head and spew out my opinions. You know, yeah, like, and because people relate to it, they're kind enough to show support. That's great. I'm grateful for that. But I'm trying to tell you, it's easy as fuck. Like, any creator who sits up here and they're like, oh my God, this is such a difficult thing to do, and I don't understand what all this pressure and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's a little nerve-wracking. Sometimes it's a little nerve-wracking, but I mean, it's no more nerve-wracking than any social situation. You know what I mean? Dude, this is easy as fuck. It's again, I refuse to call this a job. I laugh at creators who call this shit a job. I'm like, dude, it's not work, bro. Now, there are creators who work hard on their channels. I don't do that. I want to be very clear with you guys. I don't do that. Most of the research is done by Cherry. Most of the research is done by Cherry. Cherry works harder on this channel than I do. Okay? I just come up here and talk. That's easy as fuck for somebody who loves to sit there and run his fucking mouth. Easy as fuck. Kayla Jones, thank you so much. Speaking logic and truth and shouldn't be hard. Right. That's the ultimate point to be made right there. It does not take work for me to speak on truth, to tell the truth. It becomes work when I have to keep up with lies. You know what I mean? That's I don't it's insane to call this work. I laugh at creators who call this shit work. Except for there, like I said, there are some creators who actually do some hardcore research and then they pre-write their shit and then they pre-record these videos and edit them and put all this fucking creativity behind them. Like Microdots works. You know what I'm saying? Now, Microdots may or may not consider it work because Microdots loves doing what Microdots does because Microdots is putting out the truth, right? But that's not to say that it's not tedious. You know what I'm saying? It's not to say that it's not tedious. So when I look at creators like Microdots and larger creators who put together these really well thought out videos and it's very tedious editing. I've done editing before, very few times, and I'm just like, I don't know how these fuckers do it. There's creators that do that shit every day. Every day. That's work. I do not consider what I do work at all. I come up here and I hang out with you guys. That's all I do. That's all I do.
First tonight is that I had self-doubt. Yeah. And I would say innocent, I love this comment, innocent until proven guilty. That's where I stand too. On both Turtle Boy and absolutely Karen Reed. They're innocent until proven guilty. I want to see what happens in the courts. And I'm really happy that we got a response from the feds today. So that's where I'm headed. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the facts are going to be borne out in the courts. And whichever way those facts go is which way I'm going. And I think that it's going to end up Karen Reed innocent. It may actually be this week. We could actually have it on Thursday. But it also could be nothing. And people are asking me on both sides, like, especially now, like, the other side always thinks that I know that Karen Reed is guilty. And that's the thing that I just have to, like, question them too. Because no, I don't know that Karen Reed is guilty. I feel like she's probably very innocent. But I can have self-doubt and I can worry about it. And I can be honest about it. It is a good comment. They botched the investigation. That's why I think Karen Reed is innocent. But there could be other explanations for that too. But if you have to put odds on it, I think she's innocent. It's the pots. You guys are ridiculous. Not the pot speaking. I love the same comment over and over. Jennifer, coward, coward, coward. Mike, why the change of heart? I think that I put too much faith in Turtle Boy. That's all I'm saying about it. See, now they're doxing my address. This is a classic.
See, that's not cool. I mean, that's not cool. I don't condone that shit at all, dude. Like, just because you don't fucking like the guy anymore, dude, you don't gotta fucking put out his fucking address. Kind of shit is that? I mean, dude, like, It's just silly to me that people will do these crazy things out of anger. Because I mean, you're not making yourself look better, and you're not making the argument that you're standing behind look any better or have any more validity if you're doxing this guy. You know, that's silly, dude. I got a big pot of coffee. Hold on. We're going to be here a minute, folks.
And that's exactly what I'm being. Just be honest. I'm just reading more comments tonight. This is a great comment. Everyone put tons of faith in anything that went one way, but the doubt is there. Must have quit. Here we go. Turtle Boy side, have you read all the court filings yourself? I would not say I've read every court filing. I've read a lot of them. I don't want to say everyone. How did I lose faith in Turtle Boy? Let's just put that to rest. Like, it's not that I lost faith in him. It's just that it led me to question things a little more. I did, because I felt like the two questions that we asked, basically I asked him, no more ratchet shit. And he said, no more ratchet. And I meant that. And I felt like the shit that happened was kind of ratchet. Let's be serious. And people could come at me, whatever. But I just think at this high stakes, he should have never gone there. His lawyer told him not to. That was a big mistake. And the other side throws all this shit at him. And how do we know? We don't know. So we'll wait to go to court. That's what I'm saying. Here's one, too. Just because Aiden is incarcerated for something completely unrelated, you can't deny the facts. Mike, I'm respectfully asking how. No animosity. And this is a point. I don't think Aiden should be in jail right now. I think it's just like, I don't. But I don't think this is like great for even him to like constantly be discussing his case and going after people.
Okay.
I think he has a case. Like, I think he.
Okay. So this is my assessment of what I'm getting out of everything Mike's saying right now. Thinks Karen Reed is innocent. Thinks Turtle Boy is innocent, but just doesn't like what he's hearing about Turtle Boy's personal life. I mean, so, dude, there's no way I would sit up here and fucking talk to you people about that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I would never do that. I would never sit up here and be like, well, I thought Turtle Boy was a different person and blah, blah, blah. Whether or not I thought Turtle Boy was a different person or whether he, you know what I mean, or not, is fucking irrelevant to any of the reason why I've ever done any streams on this case. Doesn't mean anything. Rassler's mom, thank you so much. Will you look at evidence without following blindly? That's what sets you apart from most people, and that's why I like you. Thank you. Appreciate that, Rassler's mom. I'm never gonna sit up here and be like, oh, I texted Turtle Boy and he told me no more ratchet shit. And first of all, dude, I'm not even going to act like I'm somebody that Turtle Boy needs to fucking answer to on morality, on moral issues. I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't know how many times I can say that. Like, I do not care about the shit that Turtle Boy does behind the scenes, dude. I don't understand why people are obsessed with this. Like, because the bottom line is, people are basically saying, well, you know, it's this and this, you know, why did he go in the house and this the whole, you know, did he threaten her with revenge porn and blah blah blah, dude. What the fuck does that have to do with the nature in which he ended up in jail? What does that have to do with that? It's not a question of whether or not I care of it's not a question of whether or not I care if Turtle Boy is the type to engage in revenge porn against an ex. It's that I don't care how that's relevant to the Karen Reed case, because it's not. Nathaniel Brown gifted 10 memberships. Thank you so much, man. Hold on, I got to read those off. Rassler's Mom, Paul Cristoforo, Elizabeth S., Jay Rollins, Shelly Babes, Little Mystery, FKR, FTB, I Wasn't Born with Thorns, Aussie Insider, Nikki Harrison. Welcome, guys. And thank you so much, Nathaniel Brown. That was very generous. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I'll do another members only soon. Little mystery. I'm just not like I do not care about these things, because the thing is, and I want to elaborate, because some of you might be like, how can you not give a fuck about that stuff? Well, because it's none of my business, dude. There are so many of you in this chat right now that have skeletons in your closet, that have made shitty, had said shitty things to people behind the scenes, people in your personal lives. How do I sound going after you for that shit? Going and digging into that shit and making that shit public. If you're the type of person that thinks that you're entitled to that information because Turtle Boy happens to be somewhat of a public figure, well, then there's something fucking wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. If you think that you're entitled to that information in Turtle Boy's personal life, there's something wrong with you. It's not relevant to me. I don't need to know. I'm aware of Turtle Boy and I acknowledge Turtle Boy because of the work that he's put towards uncovering evidence and making it public. That's why I'm happy to co-host with Brian from LTL True Crime Podcast tonight at 9:30 on Turtle Boy's channel. I'm happy to do that because I believe in Turtle Boy's channel and I believe in his blog, and I support it. I openly support it. I'm happy to say that I openly support it. But if it doesn't have anything to do with those things, I'm not interested. I'm simply not fucking interested. I don't care what names he's called his ex. I don't care if he's cheated on his exes. I don't give a fuck about that stuff. Something's wrong with you if you do. Because that would justify me giving a fuck about your personal life and how many times you've cheated on a spouse. I just saw the Venmo from Kathleen come through. Thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate that.
He has a good path to getting out. I hope he gets out. I hope everything turns out good for him. I really do. Here's a good comment. You get spooked, disappear, and then come back in a different tomb. Why do you think people are going to say? I feel you on that. I do. You know, I definitely did kind of get spooked. But then I feel better now. Like, I feel like, honestly, I feel like.
All right. So Deanna Facio says, Kevin said it was confirmed John's clothes had no canine DNA on Mike's live. Can someone confirm yes or no? Kevin wouldn't respond to me. I could tell you that the medical examiner said that, but I questioned the medical examiner because I questioned the entire system. I question everybody involved in that investigation, and I have good reason to. But the medical examiner did say that. Yeah, and it's because nothing was actually tested. So yeah, they didn't see anything canine, but they didn't actually test for it anyway. Bob Brown, did you? I may have missed it. I'm sorry if I did. Did you super chat or what, Bob Brown? Oh, here we go. Sorry about that, Bob Brown. We'll never change, please. When you come up for the trial, Mikasa Sukas. I appreciate that, Bob Brown. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much.
I had to reevaluate my actions too. Like, was I getting carried away? And I feel like people just need to calm down a little bit. Sending pizzas to houses, and it's just, that's not good on either side. And I think that you need to give like creators a break a little bit on this shit. Like, I'm trying to do the right thing.
Fuck that.
I am. But I have to be
Dude,
careful because in the end.
Let me tell you again, dude, this is the easiest shit in the world, bro. If I say something and fuck up, hold me accountable for it. It wouldn't be the first time. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't be the first time. Paul Cristoforo, thank you so much. This is nothing less than another fucking distraction. Karen is innocent. We go forward. Free Karen Reed. Absolutely, completely agree. If we take anything out of what we're going over right now, that's what we should take out of this. Period.
And what do we really know? I don't know the most. Maybe Turtle Boy knows so much.
Chrome Doll, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate
he's more
it.
confident about it. He's putting everything on the line for it. I mean, I gotta respect that too. But I also don't want to downplay, and I don't want to attack the domestic violence case. Like, I just don't. I want to let that go to court. I don't think he should be in jail, especially not without a trial. I think that they should release him right now. So this is the reality. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to speak truth tonight.
I don't. Okay, dude, you're killing me right now, bro. Like, I'm trying to be objective here. Like, seriously, I'm really trying to be objective here.
I want to let that go to court. I don't think he should be in jail, especially not without a trial. Go fine for it. I mean, I gotta respect that too. Maybe Turtle Boy knows so much, and he's more confident about it. He's putting everything on the line for it. I mean, I gotta respect that too. But I also don't want to downplay, and I don't want to attack the domestic violence case. Like, I just don't. I want to let that go to court. I don't think he should be in jail, especially not without a trial. I think that they should release him.
All right, that's fair. All right. Because he's saying I don't want to downplay the domestic violence thing. Now, first of all, I'll go ahead and publicly downplay that shit. Straight up. I'm already getting criticism for it, but I don't really give a fuck. I don't care because I heard the evidence. I straight up heard the evidence that this dude was trying to leave. He was trying to leave. You are not going to sit here and call yourself a victim of domestic violence when I heard a recording of you. Yeah, I'm talking to whoever the fuck that woman is, and I don't need her name in the chat. Please don't fucking share her name. But I'm talking to you, crazy lady. I don't need to sit here and it's not downplaying domestic violence. It's downplaying your credibility. Because I sat there and I heard a recording of you saying everything you could possibly say to keep this man feeling entrapped to stay there, to the point to where you threaten the well-being of your own 4 children in order to do it. So no, you're not. No victim fucking acts like that. No victim of domestic violence ever fucking acts like that. None that I feel sorry for anyway. Sorry, not sorry. Jamie, thank you so much. Listening on my phone, super distracted, slept through the beginning, thought this was McGrath the whole time. I'm a dork. That's okay, Jamie. Thank you. I'm not, you're not going to convince me that you're a fucking victim. You're not. Because you're no victim. If you carry your victimization, because let's just say, for instance, you are a victim, right? And you carry that victimization over onto your own children, I don't feel sorry for you. Not even a little bit. The fuck is that? I'm going to wake up my 4 kids. I'm going to put them in the car, knowing you're being recorded, by the way. I'm going to put them in my car. I'm going to drive to your house. I'm going to sit in your driveway, and I'm going to perform a fucking abortion in front of them so that they sit there and be like, what the fuck's going on, Mom? Why aren't we in bed? And you sat on a stand and admitted that Jen McCabe offered to babysit your kids. a so-called victim of Turtle Boys as well. Suzanne, thank you so much. That's why I know it was BS. Anyone who endangers their kids is pure shit. Totally. Totally. Get out of my face with that.
Right now. So this is the reality. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to speak truth tonight. We put some more comments up. Okay. This is the difference. Charboy's sitting in a jail cell for what he truly believes in. You decide to have a chat with the McAlberts, and now you're Team McAlberts. No, I'm not Team McAlberts. I'm not Team Turtle Boy. I'm trying to say that I would try to cover this more in the middle. Like a Ted Daniel. Like Dave from the Bolivia. And I think the part of what you're saying is true. Turtle Boy's sitting in jail for what he truly believes in. I believe that. I totally believe that. And I feel horrible about it. I do.
Thank you for the
You and
Venmo,
Kevin
Ann.
from Yellow Cottage Cheer are exactly
I just
the
got
same.
Ann's
I
Venmo.
don't think
Thank
so. You know, I don't have hate for Aiden. I have no hate for Aiden. I hope he gets out. I hope he's vindicated.
Dude, you're totally doing this to yourself. I mean, I got to be honest here, Mike. Because I do like Mike. You know what I mean? But this is just fucking stupid on his part. Because this is something, I mean, you could have just absolutely kept this shit to yourself. You could have, like, just kind of veered off quietly. There was no reason for him to do this live and talk about these opinions. Now, he has the right to do it, but he could have absolutely just stuck to the Karen Reed, John O'Keefe facts, just continued to talk about it and just you know, just shifted that stuff out of everything, nobody would have even fucking noticed. Nobody would have even noticed. But you have to come up here and make this fucking announcement that you've got this problem with Turtle Boy being ratchet or not ratchet. And that's what's going on, is you're showing your true colors. Because this isn't about fucking Turtle Boy, dude. Like, stop it. This is about you. This is about you. For you to be so arrogant as to think that everybody gives a fuck about your personal relationship or opinions with Turtle Boy is arrogant. You could have absolutely just been like, you know what? I'm back, blah, blah, blah. And then if somebody said something in your chat, delete the comment. Nobody would have noticed except your mods. Nobody would have noticed. You could have just been like, hey, I'm not discussing that. I'm not discussing that right now. I'm not discussing that here. Easy. There's no reason. Hope people don't message Aiden to tell him about this. I mean, somebody probably will. But thank you, Deanna. So why give it attention then? Because I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm curious. I want to know where the
Am I
fuck...
watching all the?
I'm doing the same thing that I always do on here, which is fucking think out loud. That is all I'm doing here.
Subscriptions, that'd be fine. Kate threatening to expose me. No. It's a lot. It's a lot. Stick to Karen's case and docs at the time being, do you? This is a lot. Exactly. I think we need to give everyone a break. This is a lot. I would like to have Dave on my show. I like Dave.
By the way, Cherry's just now getting pissed off, guys. By the way, just give you a little insight into how Cherry goes. She's just now
Dave
getting pissed off.
Oh my God, I'm so shocked in you. There's another one. You have hate for no one. You are a grifter, LMAO.
I mean, that's what I'm saying is I don't feel bad for him for any of the comments that he's getting right now, because we're all accountable for our words, man. And the fact is, he didn't have to do this. He could have just shifted his content a certain direction and nobody would have even noticed. Nobody would have even noticed. He could have just talked about this, about Karen Reed, continued, been a strong voice in that. And that would have been it. Dude, are you kidding me? Sorry, I got clever finding things that he shouldn't even find.
Here's another one. Turtle Boy is fighting for what he believes in. You chicken out when you get scared. Did you know Turtle Boy could plea and walk now? You run scared and turn on this. See, that's not what I'm doing. I'm basically playing the middle. I'm saying I feel like I got in too deep and I started questioning things, but I still feel like Turtle Boy is right. And I still feel like Karen Reed is innocent. And I feel like I have a right to talk to people on the other side and ask them for their information. And I'm not going to say that I was very pleased with the way they handled that, actually. and the way that their information back. Here's I have no backbone. This is another one. That's okay. I'm gonna be fine. Someone said that
I mean, he is gonna be fine.
when this
You
was
know?
going on, that I was too insignificant, all this other shit. And I was like, I kind of wish I was insignificant. And maybe that's one of the lessons in this, that I don't really want to be doing a show. And that'll be fine too. But I think this is telling right here. This is a good comment. The documents tell us everything. And that's what I want to get back to. When we're covering the show, I don't want to be going after folks. I don't. I want to do the documents. I want to do that type of coverage, stick to what happened in court. And that's about it. And I want to see what happens.
But you could have just done that, dude. That's what I'm tripping out on. Like, you could have just done that. Like, you didn't have to, you know?
There it is. I love this comment right
This
here.
production
This is
was not necessary.
She says, the best part of this country, you can feel any way you want and believe anything you want. Be true to yourself, Mike. And I think that's what a lot of us need to be able to do right now. It's okay to question Turtle Boy. I think he's probably questioned himself on some things. I mean, this is not a good time. I understand that, to get to this shit. It's unfortunate. And I don't want to be going after Turtle Boy. I really don't. I think he brought us here. I think the guy has done phenomenal journalism. But I got to be
why
honest
isn't
on
that the
the way I
focus?
feel. When
No,
people,
you don't. No, you don't. Not that honest. No, you don't. I'm sorry, man, but you didn't have to be that honest. You did not have to be that honest. All you had to do was just keep talking about Karen Reed case. If that's how you feel about it, that's all you had to do. You did not have to go into all that. You did not have to go into all that. I mean, it's just silly, dude. It's so silly.
people make it about that and they're attacking me, and I don't want it to be about me. So I would like to be a place that would be respectful to all sides.
Dude, you could have just done that, though. You know? I guess he's reading chat or whatever.
So what I'm going to go to tonight, I'm going to close with this.
I actually sent this photo to 2 other police canine handlers and who are also trainers.
I remember this. I went over this
themselves have
earlier.
Seen countless bites. Probably between us, we've seen, hundreds each. And I didn't say anything. I said, "What are your thoughts on this?" And they said, there was zero question that this is a dog bite. Zero question to them. Their thought, though, was that this was a police dog that probably should have been washed out. This is not what we want to see on a police dog bite. We don't want to see constant re-engagements, which is what this looks like. But this is what I would expect from, like, that German Shepherd we saw bite that lady, the delivery driver, right? Just naturally going in, doing as much damage as possible, not understanding the mechanics of biting deep and holding. These, in my opinion, are bites utilizing the front of the mouth. Furthermore, I had seen video, and I could be wrong, but when Mr. O'Keefe was last seen on that surveillance camera in the bar, it appears like he's wearing a long sleeve shirt, almost like a sweater maybe.
Yeah, somebody was asking that exact question. So let me pull up that exact question, but keep
Mhm.
going.
And this is exactly indicative of a dog, and we see this even with trained police dogs, when someone's wearing baggy clothing or long sleeves or jeans or a jacket.
Well, let me say that this guy sounds like a dog trainer, expert behaviorist that is on the Melanie Little show. I've done dog rescue. I've been a dog walker. We do a little slight training of dogs, and you have to as a good walker. But this guy seems like he's got more experience, and I'm sure he's seen a lot of bites. And I've seen bites and scratches, and I've had them on my own arm, the same place. So this is one of the pieces of the evidence that I really think helps Karen Reed as being innocent.
You're gonna get these more shallow bites. The dog's constantly trying to get a grip on the prey, and of course the prey item is moving away, and you're gonna get these. This is what's considered shallow bite marks. This is the dog trying to get a grip, but the only thing that's sinking in are those front teeth. And the biggest thing that kind of stood out to me, I don't know if you can see my cursor or not, but this bite right here, I'm even calling it a bite. I'm trying to stay objective here, but
okay,
these look like, and you see this a lot with shallow bites.
There's a comment. Barkley came in and said, I think I would understand your stance if you weren't communicating with KP Grant, except I blocked KP. Like, I feel like she's too hateful against Turtle Boy. I just don't want to hear it. She came after me. I blocked her. Grant has me blocked. I have him blocked. He blocks me on everything. I haven't talked to either one of them. I have really no interest in talking to them. But I also don't want to spend all my time attacking them. Do you understand? I don't want to get into the mud with a bunch of folks.
But
I just don't.
So don't.
I want to stick to Karen Reed as innocent.
So don't.
And I want to see what happens with Turtle Boy. Because I don't know.
Dude, it's so easy.
And I think none of this would have happened.
I mean, hearing this guy talk about it's not easy being a creator and then sit there and be like, I don't want to do this. Just don't do it. Bro, like, I'm trying to help, dude. Like, just don't. That's all you have to do is just stop doing it. If you have a problem with what you've been doing, you stop doing it. You don't need to make this whole, you're not rebranding, dude. I mean, it's just that easy. It really is that easy, bro. Just if you don't want to shit talk other people that are involved in Turtle Boy too personally, then don't talk about them. I don't. Not really. Like, I'll explore something, Like, I went over this lady yesterday, but I didn't really have much to say. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay, well, this lady's just fucking lying. But I didn't get into the whole, this lady and Turtle Boy's history, and she hates him because of this, and he hates her because I don't fucking know. I don't know. So I don't talk about it, and maybe but maybe you shouldn't know. You know what I mean? Maybe don't concern yourself with those things. Because for me, it's that simple. I just don't concern myself with those things. I don't worry about it. I see people will talk about certain things. They'll talk about things on, they'll say things in my chat, but I don't really invest anything in it. At the end of the day, none of that shit fucking matters to me. So, like, if you don't want to put people down, and you've been putting them down, stop putting people down. It's like, dude, and I'm only saying this to give an example, right? The last time I drank alcohol was on New Year's. Okay? The last time before that was in like mid to late October. Don't even know. I didn't mark the date on my calendar. I'm not in fucking recovery. You know, I don't. It's just like, okay, well, I want to do certain things, and I want to focus on certain things. Alcohol makes it more difficult for me to do that, so I'm just not. I'm going to put that down for a minute. You know what I mean? But I didn't feel the need to fucking do a live stream and go, okay, today marks the day, and I'm no longer going to be drinking, because that's a personal thing. That's nobody's fucking business, really. I don't have to live up to anything. I don't have to live up to any expectations. I get people all the time that fucking, you're a fucking drunk, blah, 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 blah. I get that shit all the time. And I could fucking argue with those people and be like, I haven't really drank. I drank on New Year's, but I didn't drink since mid-October. Blah, 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 blah. Like personal exchanges, I've explained this to certain people who I respect and like, and they like me. And I've had these personal conversations with them, but I don't feel the need to fucking come up here and tell the whole goddamn world about it, because that's not what fucking makes things change. What matters is the fact that I just fucking stopped doing it. I didn't feel the need to come up here and be like, today marks the day that I am no longer drinking until New Year's. And then after New Year's, I'm not going to drink anymore until I decide I want to drink again. I didn't do that because I didn't feel the need. It wasn't necessary. But I still set this goal for myself, and I'm meeting that goal. But that's a goal for myself. If this is a personal, milestone for him to no longer shit talk people and put them down on his live streams, you just stop doing it. You don't need to fucking make the announcement that you're gonna not do it anymore. You just don't fucking do it. I mean, that's it. And nobody's gonna give a fuck. Nobody's going to be in his chat going, why aren't you saying anything bad about KP? Why aren't you saying anything bad about Kevin? Nobody's going to give a fuck. Nobody's going to notice. They're going to be too focused on the content that you're providing them because they already support you. Now you lost all their support. Because chats, they're fickle. Have some personal shit that's just for you, dude. If that's a personal milestone, then meet that personal milestone. That's all you have to do. You don't. It's so strange, bro. Like, I can't figure you out.
Happened if not for Turtle Boy uncovering a lot of crazy shit. And I think that in the end, he's going to be the hero on this. And I understand why people are mad at me on it. I do. This isn't some nefarious plot, believe me.
No, and I think that's true. Like,
I think the simplest.
I think everybody's looking too deeply into this, honestly, and at the risk of people turning on me and getting mad at me, that's fine. But I'm seeing it for what it is, and I think this dude just has some fucking personal problem with Turtle Boy, with Turtle Boy's morals that don't fucking live up to his own personal set of morals that he feels that he has. And he felt the need to fucking announce it to the whole goddamn world. That's all this boils down to. He's not sitting there. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there's no change of heart that I'm seeing being presented here, other than the only thing I'm seeing is a lack of character and disposition on his part, and some misguided motivation to tell way too much about his personal feelings to his audience. I just wish that Clubber would find things that were less noisy to chew on. That's my issue with Clubber. Chew on almost anything he wants, as long as it's not fucking noisy. Clubber, get out of there. Hey, get out of there. Thank you. For real, bro? Dude. I mean, I guess it indicates something, sure. But what I'm saying is, like, nobody would have fucking been the wiser. He could have just shut the fuck up. And I can't help but laugh about shit like this. Like, he could have just shut the fuck up. it just directed his content in a different direction, still gotten all the same support. But I mean, his convictions are so overwhelming that he has to talk about how he disapproves of Turtle Boy's personal life. I mean, come on, bro.
Which are sometimes the simplest, you know. All right, let's just keep watching the video. This is really good shit.
I agree.
Bites.
It's good shit.
What it looks like is this is maybe the left canine, maybe the bottom right canine, or the canine here. But these.
Is there a way for you to enlarge that photo
on
your screen? Yeah, there we go. It's a
This
V
looks
shape.
like the front teeth. Think of the dog's. Let's say potentially the teeth were here, the bottom teeth were here. These little ones here are the little, and I'm not a veterinary dentist by any means. These are the small little baby teeth. Actually have a very crude example here. I don't know if you guys can still see me or if I have to stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you. I'll give you the full screen.
Don't mind this. We use this for one of our videos. Not the canines, but these little teeth right here. When you get a shallow bite, that's what it looks like. And I can actually pull up another picture of a dog bite that we know is a dog bite, and you're going to see the same kind of, I don't know if you want to call it striations, but those front baby teeth also causing damage. So I'll stop sharing for a second, and then I'll reshare.
So Olivia asked, can the dog bite and scratch through sweatshirt sleeves, long sleeves on long sleeve shirt?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, that's when you're going to see, again, more shallow biting, less punctures, because the dog keeps trying to get a grip, but that material offers just a little bit of protection and makes the material slip more, which gets you more of that kind of striping or laceration. So I'm going to share my screen again, and this again is another dog bite.
I'm just letting this play because
no one's arguing, and you're going.
I'm just letting that play because it's informative. I like to hear it.
This is a very minor dog bite.
Here's a comment. I want to take this comment here. All right. Please answer why just 2 weeks ago you were saying very turtleless things like "let's go, ready to fuck." Why someone says asking for donation for a lawyer just in case. Are you going to return those donations? I'll say this: I do have an attorney. Has it cost anything? Yeah. I don't think it will. If it does, I'll use the money. If it doesn't, I was hoping to donate to Janelle at Z Dispatcher on Venmo. And if anyone wants a refund, they can always ask for it. Totally down for that. All right, let's get back to the video.
This is from those front baby teeth. I'm saying baby teeth, but you know, whatever those little teeth are between the canines. See that?
Yeah.
That might be from a canine, but this is that's just from a really, really shallow bite, right? Where the dog just barely got a hold of the skin, and those front teeth took care of it, which we can see a lot in dogs that are in more of a defensive drive, meaning they're not trying to kill something, but they're saying, you know, get away from me. So they're not committing to the bite.
It's so interesting because most people, I think, when we look at this, not being experts in dog bites or dog handling, would say that those look like scratches.
Yeah, that is a dog bite all day from the front teeth, those little baby teeth between the canines. They can do some damage too.
Great. Okay, you said you had a video.
Yeah. Let me pull that up, and we'll just show you some dog bites. again, these are trained dogs that, or at least in training, learning how to bite, but you'll get a feel for what a dog bite looks like from a Belgian Malinois or a German Shepherd. Let's go ahead and I'll pull this one up, make sure it's kosher for you all.
See, I'm not going to
All
jump
right.
to
Don't
this.
mind some of the sound effects that are happening. It's going to be
We can't do that. We have to be careful. See, this is that mob mentality that, I mean, I'm not saying that's what you're doing, Gregor Smith. I just want to make a point here. Let's be, you know, that's how rumors get started. Okay. That's not what's in question here. All right. Mike, whether Mike's a thief or not, is not in question here. I'm not going to just let that slide. Okay. And I like you, Gregor Smith. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying we have to be careful. And I know you're just thinking out loud in chat. A lot of people do that. But we have to be careful because that's how rumors get started. That's how people's names get fucking slapped through the mud. You know what I mean? I have no reason to believe that Mike did not donate the amount of money that he was supposed to donate. That he said he was going to donate to whoever's fund, the Karen Reed Defense Fund or whatever. There is no indication of this. There's no accusations of this happening. So I have to, if I see that shit in my chat, I have to clear it up because I don't want that to snowball into something that shouldn't be. And see, there's so we have to be careful of that. That's all I'm saying, Gregor Smith. We just got to be careful of stuff like that because I don't like rumors. And I definitely don't want these rumors getting started and perpetuated in my chat. You know, so and again, this is why I don't put myself in those positions either. You know what I mean? People were like, "Are you gonna take some of your donations and donate it to?" No. You can. Cherry drops Turtle Boys link. Club, leave that alone. No. Cherry will drop Turtle Boys links and the Canton Nines Defense Fund links in my chat, and that will be it. And you have the option to donate to those things if you like to, and you have the option to donate to my channel and support it if you want to. That is left up to you. I am not taking on that responsibility because who knows? I might say something that has all of you guys turn on me and get pissed off at me, and then all of a sudden that subject comes up, and it's like, did Glare grift and steal money when he said he was going to? That's why I don't fucking do that shit. There's a perfect example as to why I don't do that shit. So you have all of the options presented to you in chat by Cherry. All of the options presented to you. You donate where you want to donate. That is up to you, not me. Okay?
Be allowed. No real trigger warning here. This is a German Shepherd, young police dog, about a year old, learning how to bite through different materials.
Yes, I have an attorney I've been consulting with. I don't think I'm in any issue at all. I haven't heard from anybody. And it would only cost money if I was actually contacted. So that's where we're at. I was threatened, obviously, on that. Indirectly. I think we all know how that went down. I think people saw it on social media. I'm not worried about that. That's not what this is about. This is just me being honest where I'm at right now. And I've never talked to Tolly, put it that way. I hope I don't. Someone said you are not relevant. Exactly. I hope so. All right. We get a lot of negative comments tonight. People are really mad. That's okay. I kind of expected it.
Share my screen.
Deanne, thank you so much. I don't understand how it's grifting if we are the ones who choose to give. Creators aren't stealing my dough here. Well, no, it's if I sit here and I say, well, 25% or 50% or whatever percentage that you donate in super chats or whatever, I'm going to be donating to this or this and that. If you don't do that, then it's grifting. Absolutely, it's grifting. But no, I agree with you. People will say that because I accept money with my content, for my content, that I'm grifting. I'm not grifting. Grifting means that you're collecting money under false pretenses, right? You guys are just showing support. If you donate to me or super chat me or Venmo me or whatever, you're showing support to the channel. You enjoy the content, and that's your way of saying, hey, I dig your shit. Here you go. And that's it. At first, I was weird about that shit. I was super weird about that. I was like, because what I'm doing isn't work. And I looked at it like that. I was like, oh my God, I'm not doing anything. I'm just up here talking. And why the fuck are people paying for that? But I started to understand that some people just monetarily, they show their thanks by giving monetarily. Who am I to judge? If that's how you choose to do it, then great. I'm grateful. I'm just as grateful for super chats. And I'm just as grateful for just somebody in chat saying, thank you. I dig your shit. You know, people in comments. Yeah. And I wasn't monetized for a long time. When I first met Cherry, I was not monetized. So, I mean, you know, I started to understand, okay, well, some people, they're just more comfortable saying thank you that way. Awesome. Cool. Dude, if you saw how I live my life, you'd be like, okay, this dude is definitely not a grifter. I live very, very modestly, and I'm perfectly content that way. See, there we go. I dig your shit too, Mark. Thanks, buddy.
The screen again. This should be good.
Okay.
When we do get them off, run away behind that tree if you can. Like he fucked you up. Oh, yeah. One more good bite.
Damn.
Yeah, they don't want to let go, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful dog.
Wow.
Really like that dog. We have other videos like that. I'll go ahead and pull up another one where you should actually see that raking motion happen. We're
Okay.
using newspaper in this instance just to teach the dog that if we ask you to bite, I don't care what the guy's wearing, because you'd be surprised what these bad guys do. They'll cover themselves in
Dude, do you know how crazy it is to me that there's fucking almost 700 people in here that give a fuck about what I have to say? That in and of itself to me is fucking crazy, much less that people want to like donate money. That so don't think that I'm doing this for money. I am grateful. Don't get me wrong. When people show support in any way they want to, I am grateful for it. But make no mistake that the fact that I have almost 700 people in here giving a fuck about what I have to say, like that to me is crazy enough. That's insane to me. So trust me.
you name it. We had to bite a guy once.
We had to bite a guy once. How often do you hear that in everyday conversation? We had to bite a guy once.
Yeah, this guy had run into a school and he was hiding in, like, I don't know, it was a kindergartner's class or first grade class. It's actually pretty hairy because he was armed with a gun and
oh no.
It's actually a really funny story. It's worth
So it was a potential
pausing.
school shooting like this.
All right, I'm going to wrap it up now. Here's a comment. Patty said, I have my opinions too, and some align with yours. There's nothing wrong with pausing and observing. It's okay, guys. Respect Mike and his choice. That's all I'm asking. And I guess it's okay if you don't, but I'd say just try to be nice about it, because I'm 100% truthful. I've told you everything that I can possibly say tonight. I've not been approached. I think we all, on all sides, especially like on the other side too, because I feel like Karen Reed is going to be found innocent and Turtle Boy probably will be released. But what I'm saying, like
What
I've
are
been
you
saying
saying,
through the whole
bro?
show, it's
What
okay to
are
have
you
doubts.
saying?
And if other people
Doubts
have
about
doubts,
what?
don't attack them.
Thank you, Tina R.
Doesn't mean they're bad people.
In my mind, you're the closest thing to Turtle Boy.
Like even
Miss Kevin,
Kevin.
I love you.
I've gone so hard after
I'll
Kevin.
take it. Thanks. And speaking of that,
That's all I'm going to do from now on.
speaking of that, I mean, I don't know if that's definitely not what I'm going for, by the way, but Linda, I appreciate that. For those of you who do feel that way, I will direct you to Turtle Boy's channel at 9:30 p.m. Eastern tonight, because I'll be up there with Brian LTL, and we'll be co-hosting, I guess it's movie night. I was asked by Turtle Boy's people to co-host, and I'm happy to do it. And you know what's really funny? Let me let me make this point. I'm done with Mike here. I think I've made my point. I think he's made his point. We're good there. I would imagine now maybe Turtle Boy trusts his people to make these decisions, but I would imagine realistically that these decisions are coming from Turtle Boy himself. I have not communicated directly with Turtle Boy since he's been in jail. But the thing is, though, like I've never hidden how I feel about Turtle Boy personally. I've never hidden this fact, and this fact being, I don't have any feelings about Turtle Boy personally. I mean, what I know about him, I like the guy. I have no reason to dislike the guy, you know, but he's aware of this. To me, it seems that Turtle Boy and I are on the same page that Karen Reed is innocent. That's what we agree on. And that's it. I mean, I've never gotten together with the guy and had drinks with him. I've never had an in-depth conversation with him behind the scenes. This is just, he seems to understand my convictions, and he has asked me to co-host on his channel with Brian for whatever reasons those are. I'm happy to do so because I like Turtle Boy's channel. I like the work that he's put in to. I appreciate the work that he's put in towards the Karen Reed, John O'Keefe case. And if he feels that I can contribute something to his channel, then I'm happy to do it. The same reason why when Dave McGrath has asked me to be on his channel, I'm happy to do it. The same reasons why Brian from LTL has asked me to be on their channel, I'm happy to do it. I am happy to do it. It has nothing to do with my personal feelings towards anybody. So it's just weird to me that homeboy Mike feels the need to tell everybody what his personal feelings are about everything. That's like, dude, you all this flack you're getting in your chat, dude, you did that shit to yourself, my man. Seriously, like you didn't have to do all that. You could have kept all the support you had and just kept those feelings to yourself, because they are irrelevant to the overall thing that we're all here talking about, which is whether or not Karen Reed is guilty of the murder of a Boston police officer. That's it. All the other stuff is white noise, dude. You know? I mean, you did this to yourself. Now, I got no feelings about Mike one way or the other, honestly. I don't. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, and you guys feel so betrayed. But I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just not there with you. I'm not saying that I side with the guy or anything like that. I just don't see these sides. I just don't see these sides. I see the facts in a murder case, and that's what I'm here to talk about. Period. So, you know, I mean, and if he allowed himself to engage in exchanges with people, if he allowed himself to insult people and give personal feelings about people, and then now he's taking those things back publicly, well, then you did that to yourself, dude. You know, it's not everybody else that's the problem. It's you. You did this to yourself. How do you expect these people who have their personal feelings towards these people who you've expressed your personal feelings about, how do you expect them to react? They feel betrayed. They feel like they connected to you. They connected with you based on personal feelings about other people. And now that you've taken that away, those people are going to react. So, I mean, sorry, dude. You know? Yeah, man. I don't know what to tell you, Mike. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. I hope everything works out for you, man. And I hope somehow or another things turn around for you as far as what's going on here today. I still I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. The only opinion that I have right now as far as what Mike is doing is like he felt one way, was very public about it, and then now doesn't feel that way and was very public about it. And where I'm just like, why were you public about this shit to begin with? That's my opinion on all of it. So anyway, guys, make sure check out Turtle Boy's not Turtle Boy, but Turtle Boy's channel, Turtle Boy Live, 9:30. I'll be there with Brian from LTL True Crime Podcast. I always enjoy talking with him and interacting with him. He's fun, he's cool, he's got a good heart. And I think tonight's gonna be fun. I really don't even know. It's gonna be 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, Paula D. So I'm looking forward to it. I really don't know exactly what we're gonna do, but I think it's a movie night. I think we're gonna discuss one of his videos, and I think maybe we might be going over some microdot stuff too, which I'm really looking forward to. Snake Devil is the abuser. Thank you so much. You have a long night tonight. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I do have a long night tonight. It's going to be fun. But on that note, I am going to call it a night, at least on this channel, and I will see you guys in 30 minutes over on Turtle Boy Lives. So I love you guys very much. Thank you guys for all your support. Thank you guys for hitting the like. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.